Good morning and welcome to Sewing Street. I'm John Cole Morgan and I'm really pleased to have you here nice and early this morning. Bit of a miserable morning with the weather, but hey, we're going to bring you some wonderful things to cheer up your morning. We are very excited about our wonderful early bird that we've got today. We've got this fabulous tartan fabric and look, it matches my shirt perfectly. It's as if it was planned. We've got these fabulous pack of 4 fat quarters for £5.49. Such a great price, and look at these, they are so good. I'm going to open these up to be able to show you what you're getting. So these have got such a nice proper original tartan feel to them as well, and you're getting these 4 fat quarters. The measurements on them are 45 centimeters by 54, and just look at that wonderful tartan print. And there's so much you can do with these. I'm looking at these and thinking dishcloths, or I know my granny-in-law, love her to pieces. She's always got a lovely little tartan dishcloth or something for us. I love it when we go and visit her because she's in Glasgow. And look at these. They're so great. But the other thing I'm thinking as well, you know, pocket squares. We've all got these events to go to. Nice fun little pocket square. A little bit formal, which is quite good. And it's just that lovely pop of colour. And there are 4 different colours here. So if I do that, you can see there are 4 totally different colours. And I'm sure that there's a clan related to each one of them. I wouldn't even begin to know which was which. But look how fabulous these are. Now, unfortunately, as we all know, with COVID-19, everybody is doing their very best, social distancing and all of that. But it seems that we're getting plagued with the odd gremlin here and there. So our website team are working really hard. And if anything's going a little bit wrong, just to give you a heads up, everybody is working very hard to make sure we get everything to you. Really sorry it's happening. We're doing our very best. And as I'm saying this, I'm feeling this gorgeous softness of this. Oh, that is so lovely. Sorry? So I'm hearing now that the early bird is not on the website as well, which is causing a few little gremlins. It's coming, we'll get it sorted, so no doubt when this plays on YouTube later today, it'll be available for you. So if you want to look for the early bird this morning, you can go onto the website now. You'll see there that there's a search box at the very top, just above the screen on how you're looking for that. And if you type in there, what is the Q for Quebec, F for Foxtrot, Z for Zulu, and you'll see it's the second one down. So you don't need to go there. However, those wonder clips are very good as well. So the website does have the early bird. It's just unfortunate that you've got to go and search for it. I do wonder, actually, Kat, can we try searching? If you type in early bird, it might pop up. That might be easier, typing early bird, that may pop up. You can go back and have a look at that. Whatever works for you. Or maybe even type tartan, maybe that's easier. Try tartan. Whatever way you want to try it, just have a little look on there and try it. If you don't have the exact code, you've got the tartan fat quarter bundle, so you can type in fat quarter or tartan. You may then have to do a little bit of searching on it, but it is on the website, and just sorry you have to do a little bit of searching. But what's so great about our fabulous community is you're all doing everything possible to try and support us and understand where we are now. We're all doing our very best, and we're so grateful for your support. Thank you so much. Now I'm going to show you this wonderful one. It feels so soft and squishy on this side. It's brilliant. This is our 4th fat quarter in this bundle, and it's such a great quality product. And for £5.49, such a great price for that. That's almost a metre of fabric for £5.49. When's the last time you got a metre of fabric for £5.49? And you've got 4 different shades as well. Look at these. I'm just looking at these and thinking, do you know what these would be really cute for? Can you imagine making your dog, if you've got a little Scotty dog, making one of those coats in these? Isn't that just wonderful? And the great thing is that they all feel slightly different. This one's really nice and soft. This one's got a little bit more of a original tartan feel to it. It's fabulous. Really great quality on these. Really lovely product there. And it's almost a metre of fabric. And the only reason I'm saying an almost a metre is because it's 54 centimetres by 45. So depending which way you hold it, it's 54. It's either 90 centimetres one way and 108 the other, whichever way you want to look at it. But it's a lovely product, that. Now we have been looking around to see as well, because other people have stocked these too. And you know what we're trying to do? We want to bring you the very best product we possibly can, but we also want to make sure we're getting you the best price we can. So now you can go and have a little look and see our price comparison we've managed to get for you. So that's the exact same product, exactly the same. And, oh, look, they've reduced it as well. You can see when we looked it up early this morning, it was £11.42. And now it's £8.44. And we've got it at £5.49. I tell you, there must be somebody working in that one big company who watch us in the morning, see what price we've got it at and say we're going to do our best. But it's just such a lovely, lovely product, this. £5.49. And look how perfectly it goes with my shirt, as if I planned it. Really, really great product. So these I'm hearing are selling really, really well. Did you say somebody bought 4 of them? Wow, well, whoever you are, thank you very much. Now, one thing just to remember, if you are buying with us today and you haven't bought with us before, if you put this in your basket and carry on shopping, fantastic, by all means. But the problem is, until you actually paid for it, it's not yours. So we've had an unfortunate situation in the past where we get a wonderful big quantity of stock, it sells really well, and then 1 or 2 people have got it in their baskets, they don't check out, and then somebody sees it and goes, click, buy now, take it, go, checks out, and then it comes out of your basket. So it is one of those sort of, sometimes we get to that point where it's the one with the fastest click gets it first. It's just unfortunate that we've when they're in your basket, they're not actually yours until it's been paid for. But don't worry about that. You can check out as many times as you like. Yesterday, I did a really nice order yesterday for myself, treated myself, and I did 4 different orders throughout the day, and I just paid the 1 P&P all day. I didn't have to do anything else. And one of the times I had to call into the call centre because I didn't know what I was doing on my phone. I'm not very technically minded. And the people there were great. They were able to say, oh, yes, we see you've done 2 orders already. And they just then did it over the phone as well. So you can do it on the phone, 0800 001 4433, or you can do it on the website. Our website's having a little bit of a moment, so if you do want to get these fabulous fat quarters, you might need to do a little bit of a search. Kat did that demonstration on how you're going to search for that on the website. There's a search bar at the top. You can either type in tartan or early bird or fat quarter, and you'll just be able to find it that way. Failing that, you can type in the code. Now, I'm going to try and remember this off the top of my head. Q for Quebec, F for Foxtrot. Now, come on. Z for Zulu, W, 26. I would have got that completely wrong because I thought there was a V in there somewhere, but it's not. So go through and have a little look on that if you'd like. If you'd like to also stay in touch with us, we love hearing from you. So there are many ways that you can get involved with us with social media. The first one you can do is on our channel run Facebook page, and that Facebook page is www.facebook.com, and then it's /Sewing Street TV. Now that one is the best way for you to send us in messages, and we love hearing from you. And if you've got any questions about the fabric, or you need us to show you different fabrics all together, that's the best way of doing it. Got any sewing questions? Or if you just want to say good morning, we love hearing from you. And the best way of doing that is on the page of Sewing Street TV. Just drop us a message. There's a message button on there, and everybody is watching the messages while we're live on air. And we can then answer your question while I'm here. After this hour with this amazing fabric bundle we have, we've also got Block of the Week. So Block of the Week's a nice time. If you've got any questions about previous things that we've done, you've got any questions, then drop us a message on there as well. If you're on Instagram, the best way of reaching us is @Sewing Street. And we've always got some lovely stories going on about what's coming up in the next couple of days, and really lovely feed on that as well. But the most important one I think most people really, really enjoy is our YouTube channel. Our YouTube channel is it stores every single broadcast we've ever had, and that goes back to the 14th of February when we had our first broadcast, and every demonstration, every one of my Block of the Weeks, every single thing that Debbie's done, every amazing demo that Vicky's done, all of them are all on that page. You'll be able to go and watch those there, watching them back. And when you go and look at the videos tab at the top of the YouTube channel, you can sort it by most popular, you can sort it by the oldest or the newest, and I am just beyond excited. Look at all this colour. You'll see yesterday I did this amazing little video about Instagram on the Instagram because I cannot tell you how much I love being able to see all this fabulous colour. So I don't even know where to start because I just get overwhelmed by all this colour. So let's start with possibly the most exciting thing we've had on Sewing Street. Well, for me, yes. I like bulk buying, and I like bulk buying because the price is phenomenal. This is 43 half meters. Now, 43 half meters, that is, how many meters is that? That's 21 and a half meters of fabric. And you've got virtually every color you can think of. I'm not even going to attempt to remember all of them, but I'm going to try. Black, brunette, school gray, elephant, silver, light gray, tan, nude, cream, vanilla, white. I think that's that one there. But just look at it. There is just this huge quantity just in our neutrals bundle. And then we've got the blue bundle. Then we've got the red and orange bundle and the pink bundle and the green bundle and the purple bundle. So I don't even know where to start with all of this, but I want to stop and ask you, when was the last time you bought 21 meters of fabric? And when you did, in your head, you know how much a meter of fabric is. You know roughly how much you're thinking of. Now, I'm going to very quietly just stroke all of these and say 43 half meters of fabric. How much would you think that would be? So the price that we're doing this for today, before we do that, if you bought these individually, you're going to be getting 2 meters. So let's say the purple, you're basically getting this bundle for free at the price that we've been able to do this at. Now, that is a phenomenal amount of fabric. It's 21 and a half meters. Now, if you are somebody who's just starting, you may not know what colors you want. You may be able to just thinking, gosh, I don't know what to do on it. Maybe you struggle with colors and you've not been able to get it. Or you do a project and you're looking for the right blue and you can never find it. Well, you're going to struggle not to be able to find it in this collection here. But every single one of these 43 pieces are in this amazing bundle we've got here. And I'm really excited because we're now going to zoom in and show you each one of these and just look at the sheer quantity that you're getting. But now I know a lot of people think, oh gosh, there's lots of quantity, but there's no quality in it. These are 100% cotton. They are phenomenal quilting quality. I use these in my studio. I sell these. All the foundation paper piecing projects that I've done have come from this. All of my Bargellos have come from these starts, from these solids, and they are just beautiful. They are so strokeable. And imagine you want to build yourself a nice little rainbow in your sewing area. This is just, sorry, I have to rearrange that because that's not facing the right way. Go there and you can just see how beautiful these all are. I cannot stop stroking them. They are so beautiful. But just look how impactful this is. We've all got these wonderful sewing areas that we go in, and sometimes we haven't got a huge amount of space and you've just got this wonderful little wall. Imagine being able to pile all of these up on top of each other and you've got that wonderful, wonderful rainbow. So there are 43 half meters of fabric here, and I'm hearing now the graphic is coming in to tell you how much it is. You can see that we have knocked that price down literally to the penny. We have been able to get this to you at the very cheapest price that we can do this. I don't actually know how we got this through management, but there we go. £136.11 for this bundle. How much is that working out per metre? I forgot to work that out before we came on. So it's £136.11 divided by 21 and a half. It's going to be £6. 6? How much? £6.33 a metre. No, I'm sorry. This is just. I thought it was £6.49. £6.33. Now, unfortunately, when we bring you an amazing deal like this, the gremlins, they hear us and they're like, no, you're not making enough money, charge more. And they do all of this. Now, the website is saying that it's unavailable. It is available. We do have stock. You might need to ring up. But now, that is very easy to do. It is 0800 001 4433. The teams are fantastic. If they can answer my technical questions and things very easily, they will easily be able to answer yours. If you do want to purchase all of this, just ring up the call centre, 0800 0001 4433 and just say, I want the mega bundle of glorious happiness, and that will be available for you. Now, £136.11 is what we're charging for this today. If you bought these individually, you'd be paying a lot more than that, because as you know, it's £3.44 per half metre, and that multiplied by 2 is just under £7. Is that right? No, it's... Yes, £6.98 a metre usually. So you can see we have taken this down to the most affordable that we can get it for you. It's just such a great, great deal. It's 21.5 metres. There's not a colour here. And I know that £136.11 is a considered purchase, but look what you're getting. There is not a colour in here that you haven't thought that you might potentially need. And it just works so beautifully with everything that you could possibly want. And you know that there is always a project where you need a specific blue or you need a specific green. You've now got these base colours for any project. And because it's half a metre, let me show you how much you're getting in each piece. Let me show you. This is now the half metre. I cannot remember what colour this is. That's the first one. Crimson. So this is the crimson. Now that's how much you're getting 43 times. Look at that. That's 21.5 metres. How long's a football field? Is that 100 metres? I have a funny feeling 100 metres, well, if it's 100 metres, that's a fifth of a football field. That's a lot of fabric. Now, if you're thinking, I don't want to buy all of them, but I really do want to be doing it, don't worry. Every single one of these rows is a specific bundle. So you're not going to lose out. If you don't want to buy the whole bundle, you don't have to go anywhere, because we're still selling the pink bundle as one, and the purple, and the neutrals. You will easily be able to find something here that you like. And we've kept the prices as low as we can possibly go to get them to you at such a great value. So shall we start? Now I'm going to slide these down just a little bit. Ooh. And we're going to look at, I think we've called it our neutrals bundle. I might be wrong. Cream to grey. But now I'm hoping what I've done is I've held these all on a ruler, because I can't hold all those in my hand. So I think I'm going to lift these up and I'm going to put them over here. And I'm going to slide these back. There we go. I think that I'm fine moving things around as long as I keep them in the order that they're laid out on, because otherwise I can't tell you what colour's what. So there we go. Can you imagine trying to keep track of 43 different fabrics there? Right, don't fall over, don't fall over, don't fall over. Look at that. So let me see if I've got this right. We've got black, brunette, school grey, dark grey, school grey, elephant, silver, beige, nude, cream, vanilla, ivory and white. Oh, let's do that again. But these are literally every single border, every sashing, every staple colour you could potentially want. Every single one of these colours. Now these are 5.5 metres, so that is 11? Yes, that's 11 pieces on this for £44.99. 11 pieces there. So you've got your white, you've got your ivory, you've got your cream, you've got your nude, you've got your beige, you've got your silver, you've got your elephant, you've got your school grey, dark grey, brunette and your black. Oh my goodness, and I did it backwards as well. Now, once I've done all the bundles, I am going to come back to them individually, because there may be a colour here you're thinking, but some of these colours are only available in the bundle. So you'll see I've got these fabulous Wonder Clips. I told you there were many uses for Wonder Clips. I've got these fabulous Wonder Clips on the ones that are only available in the bundle. Or in the bundle or in the mega bundle. You can't unfortunately get this any other way. That's the only way. So that is our cream to grey colour combination there. And now we're going to do, oh, you know that this is my happiest little piece of fabric here. So this is our blues colourway there. Look at those. There's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 of these. So this is 5 metres of fabric in the blues. And now I'm not even going to attempt to do this. Navy. So is this navy? Cope. That's right. So navy, Copen, royal, cadet, peacock. Nope, we've missed one. This is marine, isn't it? Let's start that again. Let's start again. So we've got our navy, we've got our copen, royal, marine, cadet, peacock, sky, cyan, candy, and powder blue. There are 10 pieces of fabric here. These are £34.90 for the whole bundle. This fabric here is not available by the half metre, unfortunately, but that is such a great price, as well as such a great colorway on doing that. And the only way to be able to get the peacock is through this bundle. The peacock is this one. We are going to do them by the half metre later, but just look at that fabulous bundle there. Isn't that just the most gorgeous thing? And you know what I'm like with my blue colorways. I love that. Now we're going to do a little bit of ruler removal here. What could possibly go wrong? Got to concentrate so you get your, there we go. Right, so we've now got our, are we calling this the Sunset Collection? I can't remember what this one was called. The reds and yellows, look at these. Red to yellow, we've lost our creativity on naming the brands on this. So we've got our crimson, red, hot tomato, orange, corn yellow, and lemon. These are 2, 4, 6 colorways here. That's 3 meters of fabric there, and that's going to be £20.49. The hot tomato, it is called hot tomato, isn't it? Hot tomato, we've sold out. We can't get it any other way than getting it in this bundle or in the mega bundle because it's such a popular color. All of these colors, we just can't keep them in stock. Everybody loves them so much. This is a really lovely colorway as well, and you can just see how beautifully well they all go together. And it's so lovely way of doing it. Now the bundles we have mentioned, unfortunately, our little gremlins, they're here to make our lives a nightmare at the minute, but we're just unfortunately going to have to ask you, if you do like any of these bundles, you may need to call the call centre. It's really easy to do, and they're so lovely there. It's a nice little chat. You can search for these on the website, keep checking. We definitely do have stock of them. It just may show that it's unavailable. If it's showing that it's unavailable, just give the call centre a call. It's a free call, 0800 001 4433. But all of these are available on the website. Just the mega bundle's not available. Sorry, I misspoke there. I didn't realise. I thought everything was off the bundle. So these bundles are available on the website. These are available on the website. The mega bundle isn't available on the website at the moment. It's saying that it's unavailable, but we do have stock. That one you may need to call the call centre on that as well. So this one we've called our Pinks collection, I'm thinking. The pinks. Now I'm using this on a ruler. Obviously the ruler does not come included. I'm just trying to find the best way of holding this without them falling over. So we're going to start here. Which colour is this? Pomegranate, raspberry, bright pink, coral, blush, and peach. I kind of want to call this blush and bashful, but it's not. So it's such a lovely colourway as well there. 3 meters of fabric there for £20.49. Now remember, we've said I told you there were wonderful uses for these wonder clips. The blush and the, what's this one called? Bright pink. Blush and bright pink only available in this bundle or in our mega bundle. Unfortunately, they have sold out already, but just look at how beautiful these go. Loving those. And then we've got our lovely greens collection. I'm hoping we're calling these greens. Lime to teal, is that what it's called? That's what we've called them. Now remember, I've said to you before that everything that's got a wonder clip on is only available in the deal. So this one's not available anyway other than with the deal. So we've got teal, Jade, so the Jade is only available in this bundle or in the mega bundle. It's not available by the half meter. Chartreuse, lime, misty blue, and mint. So these are the 2, 4, 6 colours that you get in this. It's 3 meters of fabric there, £20.49. And isn't it just such a lovely colourway? You can just see you doing a project just with those colours. They're fabulous. Really, really lovely. And great price on those as well. That's really lovely there. And then last, but most certainly not least, we've got our purple colourway. Look at those. These are lovely as well. So is this purple, magenta, lavender, and lilac? Oh, so this is lilac. Amethyst, there we go. So purple, pomegranate, amethyst, and lavender. Yes, there we go. Perfect. I got it right. So I'm almost there. Purple, magenta, amethyst, and lavender. Isn't that just gorgeous? So that's 2 meters of fabric there, £13.49. That's the lilac to purple plain bundle there. These are available on the website. And if you are looking at our mega bundle, just give the call centre a ring. 0800 001 4433. Can we do a what? Stock warning? No, you're joking. Right, so you have all loved this so much. Now, anybody who's got their phone in their hand and thinking about the mega bundle, dial now. There is one left. That's it. One. We had many? We had double figures of these available this morning. We've got one left. You can tell, you all know a good deal, you know the quality is amazing, and you now have got a fantastic price. I'm not surprised because look at it, it's so lovely. I just feel like I want to take it away. So let me show you these individually. I'm going to slide these all down because I think we get you a bit more space over here. Look at them all. So we're going to start off with this colorway over here. I'm going to just move these to that way so I can show you there. Start with what? Top, this way. Start with black, because then hopefully I can put these back together the way they came out. Because we've got to name them all. So here we go. We are going to start off now. So we've only got one of the mega bundle left. It may have gone already, so I'm not sure what's happening with that. What we're going to do now is we're going to show you all 43 colours so you can see what it is you're looking for. Now, if you are looking to buy these by the half metre, and let's say, for example, there are certain colours you want to see together, phone in, say which one you want, count down the bundle, which one you want, and I can put the two of them together for you on air and you can see it. Because you can't go out shopping at the minute. I can do it for you. I'm here. Send us a message. We'll be able to do that for you. So we're going to start off with our black. Black is so staple. Everybody needs it. You've got to be able to have it. I think it's a £3.49 for a half metre of that. A really, really, really great price on that. So that's available by the half metre. I don't think you need to do anything other than just click on the website for the black. So on the graphic there, you'll see on the side of the screen over there, you've got F for Freddy, WLJ49. That's what we call the SKU. If you do type that into the search bar that Kat showed you earlier, you'll be able to then find the product on there because it may not be available on there. Perfect. If any of them you see and we haven't got them on that you... Oh, sorry. Right. If you're looking for the fabric online, go and have a little look and see. It should be available. If it's not, this little bit here where it's got this, we call the SKU, that's what you're searching for. So that is the black colorway I've just shown you there. That's the black. Now we're moving on to the brunette. This is the brunette colorway. So now, unfortunately, with so many things, we're just taking a few technical issues. We're getting there. This one's called Brunette, again by the half metre. That is £3.49. So there we go. Now, if you can't find this on the website, you're going to search for that little SKU there, which is called C for Charlie, F for Freddy, L for Lima, J59. That's available by the half metre, £3.49. And just look what a gorgeous colour this is. I have to... This is a really great brown, and it's a lovely way of being able to add to your stash as you go. We've now got our, do we call this dark grey? I think this was the dark grey. This is our dark grey on this. So I'm going to just give you a heads up on the dark grey. We only have 3.5 meters of this one left. It's not a lot of this left, so if you are interested in that one, the SKU you're looking for, if you can't find it on the website, is just there. N for November, B for Bravo, L for Lima, J for Juliet, 50. £3.49 a half metre of that, and you can tell such a lovely, lovely colour there. Dark grey, so that's the next one around. And we know we've only got 3.5 metres of that one, so if you finding anything you like. If you can't get it in, if the mega bundle is gone already or in the bundle, you may not be able to get it by the ½ metre. This is in the school grey. Oh, I thought this was school grey. School grey. And then again, the little code that you need to type in is this one over here, WXLJ02. School grey by the ½ metre there, £3.49. This is my favourite dark grey that we stock because I use this in all my foundation paper piecing patterns. Loved this colour, really, really love this. We're definitely going through a grey phase, I love it. This one's called Elephant. This is such a lovely grey as well. Really, really enjoying that. Now again, if you are searching for this on the website, where my finger's pointing there, QMLJ23, that is the colour you're looking for, the code that you're looking for. Yours will come without these few little strands of thread on them there. Oh, there's another one. There we go. It's because we have been playing with all the fabrics this morning. There are little threads everywhere. This is £3.49 by the ½ metre this morning. Isn't this just fabulous? That's only 5 of them. Oh, I'm so excited by all these colours. The next one we've got is silver. And this is such a great colour as well. Really, really lovely. Look at that. You see, I certainly for myself, I'd be buying 3-4 metres of every grey. It's just easier because I know I'm going to use them all. So this one is £3.49 by the ½ metre. The code you may need to search for, if you're not looking for silver, 100% cotton, is T for Tango, E for Echo, LJ06. And that's that gorgeous grey there. If there are any colours that you've seen me mention that you want to see with another colour, message in. We can do a little colour mix and match for you there. So this one is called Beige. That's a lovely little colour there as well. £3.49 for the ½ metre of this. And the code you're looking to type in, if you need to, is just there, ZTLJ42. So that's the beige. £3.49 by the ½ metre as well. Oh, I haven't folded that one very well. Oh, we have a message in from Sarah. Morning, Sarah. She's saying, good morning, John. Loving the rainbows of fabrics. Me too. She's cutting the Rose and Hubble hen fabric. Oh, I remember that one. That was a really nice one. What colourway did you get? That's a really great fabric. While you're watching us, so you're cutting your fabric. You're very brave. Thank you so much for watching this morning. It's so lovely to have you. So this is the one with the wonder clip. You can only get this in the bundle. It's got a wonder clip on it, so it's sold out. Sorry, I didn't hear that bit. Say that again. Yes. Oh, hang on. Hang on. Wait, where are they? I knew I'd be doing this. As they sell out, I have to put a wonder clip on it because I can't throw them under the counter today because we won't get them back in the bags. So this one is now sold out. We've lost all of that now. I have a funny feeling I'm going to run out of wonder clips today. So the next one we've got is ivory. Now, I know the other day I did that fabulous quilt by Pam and Nikki Lintott, and I said that we'd run out of ivory. It's arrived, it's here. So the ivory, for that Pam and Nikki Lintott one, you needed 3 metres, which is 6 units. If you're buying this by the ½ metre, you're going to be able to then put 6 units in, and it'll come as one piece. You don't need to worry about getting 6 ½ metres. That'll come to you as one piece. And this is £3.49 by the ½ metre. So if you are looking to get larger pieces, all you're going to do is multiply your units, and you'll get these cut as 1 to 1.5 metres. However many units you type in, it'll come as one piece. So this is the ivory that we didn't have in on Wednesday. So if you've got your barley pop for that project, we got the ivory back in now. And then the last one in this bundle is white. Sorry, I didn't hear you. Laura, I didn't hear you. What colour is this? White, sorry. There we go. So we've got the white metre here, ½ metre there, £3.49, and that is available again. If you want to buy multiple units, if you wanted to buy a metre, you'd put 2 units in it and it'll come to you cut as one piece there. So that is the white at £3.49. Available there. How are we doing on those greys that were doing so well earlier? I've got my wonder clips ready, you see, that's why I'm excited. Cool, there's still some left. We've only lost the cream in this bundle. So remember again, we have got this as a whole bundle as well. So if you loved all of those colours and you can see them in your life, we've got the whole bundle available for you as well. And I'm going to put those on my lovely trusty little ruler. Only because there's so many of them, I can't hold them all together. You've got 11.5 metres there. Oh, wait. There we go. Oh, there we go. I'm getting much better at this, not really. So we've got the cream to grey bundle here. You've got your black, you've got your brunette, you've got your dark grey, you've got your school grey, you've got your elephant, silver, beige, tan, nude, sorry, beige, nude, cream, ivory, white. Oh, I'll get it right eventually. Those are the 11 colours that we've got available for you in this fabulous bundle today, and that is still available. Right, next we're going to have a look at our wonderful blues. We're going to start at the end, which is our navy. This is our fabulous navy on this. £3.49 by the half metre there. Oh, little threads. £3.49 by the half metre there. This is the navy, 100% cotton. Half metre of that is £3.49. Isn't it such a lovely colour? And they really are going very well with my shirt this morning. Because sometimes you don't want something quite as harsh as the, not harsh, but as bold as the black. You want a little bit of colour in it. Navy is a perfect colour. That's a really lovely one to do this. So is this Copen or Cadet? Copen. So this is the Copen colourway here. £3.49 again for the half metre. We're just getting the graphics now. So if you want to get this one, have a look at Copen on the website. If you just type in Copen on the search bar, that one will pop up as well. This colour that we've got here, is this Royal? Royal, I'm getting better on these. So this is the Royal colourway here. Really lovely, lovely colour that. Again, available by the half metre, £3.49, and you can see if you're looking for the code on the website, it's just there. S for sugar, D for Delta, L for Lima, J for Juliet, 86. And that is our Royal collection, our Royal colourway on the cut half metre of that, 100% cotton. But just look how beautiful that colour is. Oh, just divine. Really, really lovely. That's the Royal. The next one we've got is Marine. That is such a lovely colour as well. And I know everybody's been really good making a whole load of scrubs and things. This is a really great colour for things like that. And a half metre of that, £3.49. It's called Marine, 100% cotton. And let me just remind everybody, if you haven't seen it before, this is what your half metre of fabric looks like in size. And if I don't throw it off the stage, that would be really handy. So there we go. That's our half metre of fabric there. And if you managed to get our mega bundle, that was 43 of these. Really great, that. It's a lovely colour. And now our next colourway is called Cadet. Oh, look at that. This is such a lovely colour, isn't it? Really, really, really love that. That's the Cadet Blue. Again, if you're looking for the SKU and the code to type in on the website, it's just there. D for Donkey, O for Oscar, L for Lima, J for Juliet, 91. That's the colour, the colour. That's the thing you'd be typing into the SKU bar, the search bar at the top. That's what we're calling our SKU. And if you buy it, it'll come on your little invoice with that code on it as well. And then the next colour is Peacock, but unfortunately, Peacock is sold out by the half metre. So the only way of being able to do this is in our blues bundle, which is coming in a little while. So this one's called Sky, and just look how lovely that colour is. Really, really special. Really nice, nice colour there. Look at that. It's so vibrant. You can tell why blue is the colour of the year this year, isn't it? Pretty much the colour of our skies at the moment, which is great. So then the next colour we have here is what? Cyan. Perfect. Look at that. That is just so beautiful as well. All these blues are such a great, great colour combo there. Look at that. Love that. So that's our cyan colour there. Half metre available for £3.49. This one's called Candy. I'm very glad someone upstairs has written this all down because I certainly couldn't remember them all. So that's the Candy colourway. Again, if you're searching for this on the website, you're going to type that SKU in just there. And that is the lovely colourway there. Sorry, I just had to have a little drink there. My throat was getting a bit dry. I've been talking about lots of colours and getting so excited. Oh, and then we've got the last one, which is powder blue. But what I love about these colours is that they're just so perfect for any project you're wanting to do. Look at that. It's just such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful colourway, this. So that's our powder blue. If you're searching for this on the website, you're going to type in that 6-digit code over there, which is U for uniform, H for hotel, L for Lima, J for Juliet, 30. And then again, if you're wanting all of these as a bundle, these are the 10 that you're getting in the, is it 10? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 10 as your bundle, so that's 5 metres of fabric, and you'll be getting that for £34.99. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful colourway there. Just look at that. You can just tell that this peacock really, really stands out, which is why it's been so popular and why it's sold out on its own. You can only get it in these bundles, either the mega bundle or this bundle here. And there we go. That's our blue collection. Gosh, look at them. So that's 11, that's 21. We're not even halfway through. So let's look at our next colourway. What have we called this one? Reds to yellow collection here. Now, one of these has sold out already, so we'll come to that in a little while. This one is called Crimson. Really, really great colourway, that. Half metre of that. Oh, there we go. That's a really great colour, that one. Crimson, 100% cotton, half metre for £3.49. And then we've got, is it orange? Red. This one's called Red, sorry. Look at that. Really, really lovely red, this one as well. Very, very vibrant. 10. 10. I'm just going to randomly call out numbers to you today. So this is 100% cotton, red, half metre for £3.49. The code that you're looking to type in on the screen is just there. DILJ98. Delta Indigo Lima Juliet 98. That is the fabulous red that we've got there by the half metre. The hot tomato, it's got a wonder clip. Can't buy it by the half metre, unfortunately. You can only get it in this bundle or in one of our bigger bundles. Next, we've got orange. This is a really lovely colour as well. Really great. That's an orange half metre for £3.49. There we go. So that's our orange colourway. But can you just see why I was so excited by all this colour coming in this morning? And then this one's the corn yellow, which is just lovely. Sometimes you get those yellows that are a bit like a highlighter that scream in your face and go, ta-da, I'm yellow. But this is just gorgeous, isn't it? I love this colourway. And yellow is one of those ones that not a lot of us use, but when you do, it really brings your project to life. Look how beautiful that is. That's the corn yellow, 100% cotton, half metre for £3.49. The code for that is B for Bravo, U for uniform, LJ47. And don't think I remember that. I read it off the screen just like you did. Then lastly, we've got the wonderful lemon colour here. Just so beautiful and subtle. It's gorgeous. So this is lovely as well. So the code for this one is A for Alpha, Q for Quebec, L for Lima, J for Juliet, 25. And that's lemon, 100% cotton, half metre for £3.49. And that brings us to the end of our reds to yellow bundle. Let me remind you what that all looks like. You've got 6 fabrics here. I'm going to use my ruler again. Oh, I'm going to use my smaller ruler. Hopefully that works. There we go. That is our reds to yellow bundle there. Half metre of each for 3 metres. You've got 6 pieces there for £20.49. And we're a little bit over our halfway mark now. And I'm running out of places to put things. Now we've got our pinks colourways. Oh, look at that. Oh, I love it. 2 of these have sold out by the half metre now. So the first one we're going to is... what colour? Pomegranate. Sorry. That is just beautiful, isn't it? Absolutely gorgeous. Really, really lovely. The code you're looking to type that in is Oscar Zulu Lima Juliet 78. And that is, again, £3.49 for a half metre. Love that. So the next colour is raspberry. Oh, look at that. That is lovely. Look at that. I'm actually going to open it up even more. I have to say that's a really, really good colour description for this one. It definitely looks like raspberry. Look at that. That again, the code you're looking to type in is just there. S for Sierra, OLJ24, and that is £3.49 by the half metre there. And then the next one, because it's so popular, can't buy it anymore. Only get it by the bundle or in our mega bundle. This one is our coral colourway, which is really beautiful as well. Look at that. That is such a nice colourway, that. Really, really love that. The code for that is P for Papa, LLJ. 59, again, £3.49 by the half metre. If you wanted to get 2 metres of this, it would come to you cut as 1 piece. All you need to do is order 4 units, and that will come to you as a 2 metre piece. The next one, sold out as well. I'm loving putting these wonder clips on there. And then the last colourway in this is the peach. Really, really cute fabric, this. Look at that. Very, very in colour there. The code for that again, you're looking just there, is C for Charlie, G for Golf, L for Lima, J for Juliet, 79. £3.49 for that. But don't forget, if you've loved all of these colours and you like the ones that unfortunately aren't available by the half metre, we've got this by the bundle. We've got a pack of 6 colours here of our pink to peach colourway, and that is £20.49. The wonder clips just show the ones that are sold out. Unfortunately, you don't get 2 wonder clips with your bundle. Be nice if you did. So let's see if we can remind ourselves of the colours that we got here. It was pomegranate, raspberry, bright pink, coral, blush, peach. There we go. Most of that had to be said in my ear because I couldn't remember that. And I've now got them out of order again. I'm going to put that back over here. And now we're on to our greens colourway. I do love these rulers. You can just pick up wads of fabric and bring them along. Look at that colourway. That is really pretty. So, the great thing with this is because you can see with the blues, you've got that lovely gentle gradation of colour all the way down. But the greens, you've got that really vivid dark to light green. It's that beautiful stark contrast with all these greens, which I think is a really nice difference on this green. It's really great. This one's called Teal. And this is by the half metre, £3.49. The code you're looking to type in is just there. K for Quebec, K for Kilo, Q for Quebec, L for Lima, J for Juliet, 13. Okay, stock warning. This one has been incredibly popular. We have 2 meters left of this. So if you want it or it's in your basket, please, 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 please make sure you check out. If you haven't checked out yet, it's not yours. And don't worry, you're not going to be paying P&P more than once. You just pay $3.95 throughout the day. You don't pay, it doesn't matter how many times you checked out. I checked out 4 times yesterday and ended up only paying the 1 P&P through the whole day. So don't worry about that. Now the Jade is sold out on its own. You can only get that in the bundle. Now we're on to the Chartreuse. Look at that. Such a lovely colour, that one. Been very, very popular in the last week. So this is now the code you're looking to type in. It's just there. F for Freddy, B for Bravo, L for Lima, J for Juliet, 38. $3.49 for the half metre of this. That's such a lovely colourway, all of these. Now we've got our lime. This is really, really lovely, bright, bright green, and it's so lovely and vivid. I love it. And just as a bundle, you can see that that doesn't pop anywhere near as well as it did when you got the lime in it. It's a really, really... What? Wow, stock warning. There are 2.5 meters of this, so there are only 5 units left. So you get it in your basket and you click check out. We don't want you to be missing out. Don't want to have to get my wonder clip out on you. But look how that lime just lifts that bundle by putting that colourway in. Because if you take that out, the bundle is lovely, but it just doesn't pop quite as well. So this lime is just such a gorgeous colour. And I can see why it's selling so well. This is our misty blue colourway. $3.49 again by the half metre here. The code you're looking to type into your screen is just there. I for Indigo, F for Foxtrot, L for Lima, J 39. Sorry, say that again? Oh, so I'm hearing that we've had issues on Sky this morning. I tell you, these gremlins are out to get us. They're not going to stop us. We're always here. We're always on YouTube. You can always catch us live on there. So we're sorry for the issues that have been happening on Sky this morning. Thank you for being patient with us and bearing with us during COVID-19 and not having everybody in the office that we'd like. Just wanting to make sure that everybody is safe and everybody is doing everything that they need to do to stay safe. So thank you for bearing with us when we have these. This one's called Mint. It's half metre of that, £3.49. The code that you're going to type into your screen into your computer is just there. H for Hotel, Q for Quebec, L for Lima, J for Juliet, 14. And then that is the bundle that we've got together there. Let me show you, just remind you of our greens bundle there. And that is lime to teal plain fabric there, £20.49. You've got 3 meters of fabric, 6 half meters of that, and that's available for £20.49. And as if I feel like we're coming to the end of the day, but look at this. We've got this gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous colourway here in the purples. We've got our purple, pomegranate, amethyst, and our lilac or lavender. Sorry, I did get that wrong. I knew I would. Purple, magenta, amethyst, lavender. I'm going to get this right one day, but it probably won't be today. This is our purple colourway there, again available by £3.49 for the half metre. The code you're looking to type into your screen is about to appear just there. Dum dum dum. R for Romeo, B for Bravo, L for Lima, J for Juliet, 61. That's the purple colourway there, £3.49. Our magenta has sold out. It's been so popular already. Then we've got our beautiful amethyst colourway here. Look how pretty that is. Really, really lovely. These as shirts, as dresses, and it's that beautiful quilting quilting cotton. So any one of these colorways you'll be able to do for any form of clothing or quilting, bag making. Totally, totally universal on what you'd like to use them for. Really great. The amethyst there, 100% cotton, half metre for £3.49. The code is M for Mike, L for Lima, J 94. And then lastly, we've got our lavender. And that is gorgeous. Look at that. And I do think we've saved one of our best for last there. Look how beautiful that is. Half a metre of that. The code you're looking to type into your search bar is P for Papa, J for Juliet, L for Lima, J for Juliet, 41. Now, if you haven't been able to catch all of those and you've got a bit lost on the colours, just type in 100% cotton into the search bar and every single colour that we've got in stock available will pop up. Even our bundles should pop up as well. If they don't, just give our call centre a call, 0800 001 4433. They will easily be able to help you. And then if our last bundle, remember the magenta's only available in the bundle, you can't get that any other way. Oh, has this one? Oh, wow, this one's been the most popular of the hour. How many? We're down to single figures on this lilac to purple plain fabric bundle here. £13.49 here. You've got your purple, you've got your magenta, you've got your amethyst, and you've got your lavender. These 4 colourways proving to be really, really popular today as the bundle. And I'm so, so pleased to be able to bring all of this to you. I'm going to just put all these back together so you can just remind yourself of these fabulous colours and how they all work. I'm loving the fact these rulers are doing the trick today. And I'm hoping I can keep all these gorgeous colours next to me for the next 2 hours because they're so beautiful. Look at this. I'll make room. I'll cut on the floor if needs be. I'm going to keep these all on. What? Right, ladies and gentlemen, official announcement, our mega bundle has sold out. I'm very sorry about that. We didn't expect it to be as popular as it has been. We are doing our level best to make sure that we can get more stock in. So just keep going into the search bar and typing in mega bundle. And I know that the team will be working really, really hard to be able to restock all of that. And don't worry, I'll go nag them after the show just to make sure we get as much in there as well. But what a great deal! I'm not surprised it sold out because it is such a fabulous, fabulous deal. If not, you can't get the mega bundle, but each of these bundles is still available. Purples being the most popular for this morning. What do we call these? What's purples? Purples. So that one's proving to be the most popular, but all of these are available still as the bundle. I'm going to slide this down so you can get them all in. There we go. Look how beautiful they all are. So each one of these rows is a bundle, so you can go and search these on the website. And I think if you search bundle, would you still be able to find them? Because we're sharing a website with Jewellery Maker, it might be a bit difficult. But if you type in So if you type in red bundle or pink bundle, green bundle, blue bundle, purple bundle, and I know I had my hand on the wrong one then, blue bundle, purple bundle, you'll be able to find it on there. But it's just the website, we're sharing our website with our sister channel, Jewellery Maker, and they've been really, really wonderful being able to make sure that we've got that up and running. And we're so glad that we've got this on. Really, really excited about this. Now, not only have I had the most exciting hour for you here, I want you to be able to stay nice and close because block of the week is in a few seconds. We're just going to redo the set and we'll be back with you in a few seconds. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome. We love hearing from you and we really hope that you can follow us on our social media platforms. We've got Instagram, which is @Sewing Street. We have Facebook. We've got 2 Facebook pages. One is the Sewing Street TV page and the other one is Sewing Street Fans. All 3 of these are monitored all the time by our wonderful team, and if you want to message us on air, drop us a line on either of those 3 and we'll definitely be able to answer your questions that you may have. If you post on the actual wall, we can perhaps answer there. Otherwise, message us as well. That works really, really well. Thank you so much for being involved, and it's only because of this community that we're able to bring you all these different diverse products and to be able to answer your questions that you may have. Another way you can stay in touch with us is by signing up to our newsletter. These newsletters are sent out to you very regularly and they include not only our guest profiles of upcoming guests, but also amazing shows that we've got coming up for you. And if you want to look at the amazing products before everybody else, that's the best way to do it. If you'd like to sign up and you haven't already, the link to follow is www.sewingstreet.com/sign up. You won't regret it. Thank you.
Shopping with us couldn't be easier. If you want to shop online, then you can head to our website, www.sewingstreet.com. It will redirect you to our sister channel Jewellery Maker's landing page. Don't worry, you haven't gone to the wrong place. We're simply using their website temporarily while we're building our own web shop. Scroll down past the Watch Live part and you'll see all of the products that you will have seen on air on today's live show. You can also shop our catalogue by clicking a category, clicking a product to view closer and adding it to your basket. Once you're ready to check out, you will need to create an account, which is absolutely free to do so, but it will mean that you can check out on as many orders as you want throughout the day with still only paying one postage and packaging. If you'd prefer to speak to somebody in our UK-based customer service team, then you can do so via the free telephone line number 0800 001 4433. They will not only help you create an account, but will also help you with any of your online shopping.
Hi, I'm Debbie and I am so excited to be launching my latest book with you exclusively on Sewing Street this Monday morning. This is Sewing Secrets Quilting and it's a techniques-based quilting book which is suitable for beginners. I think you're going to learn a lot. I'll take you through different types of jargon, the quilting techniques, and all of the things that you're going to learn from the tutorials in here you can take through to make 10 different projects. So we talk about binding, we talk about straight line quilting, quilt as you go, free motion embroidery, and again using all of these techniques to create not necessarily huge quilts, but simple, achievable products using really professional techniques, so you're going to get a professional finish. So join me if you can here on Sewing Street exclusively on Monday morning for my launch. I can't wait to have your company. And remember, all of these are the kind of things that you can be making when you've learnt the techniques from the book. I'll see you on Monday.
Would you like to take part in our weekly competition? If you do, then all you have to do is head to the Sewing Street fan page group on Facebook. Post your picture of your make. Myself, Debbie Shaw, and John Cole Morgan love looking at all of your makes every week. We pick our favourite and announce the winner every Friday live on the show. Happy sewing and good luck.
Hi, I'm Debbie Shaw from Sewing Street and these are my 5 top tips for successful sewing. So number 1, always use a good quality thread. A good quality thread will keep your seams stronger and also help to prevent lint building up inside your sewing machine. Tip number 2, if your project isn't going quite according to plan, put it down, walk away from it, come back again the next day and you'll probably find that things don't seem half as bad as they did. My tip number 3, never throw away your sewing machine manual, always keep it to hand because you're going to find hints and tips, techniques and troubleshooting in that manual. You'll miss it if you lose it. My tip number 4 is to read your pattern instructions before you even cut out your fabric. Different manufacturers of patterns will give you different instructions, different ways of constructing your garments and different seam allowances. So to have a successful garment, you need to follow the instructions precisely. And then tip number 5 is don't give up. Every professional sewer sewed their first seam. Every professional quilter quilted their first quilt. Every professional quilter sewed their first line of wonky stitches and had to get out the quick and pick. That's no different to you. So I hope you find these useful. If you want more hints and tips, then why not go to Sewing Street on channel 74 on Freeview, on Sky 670, and of course we have a YouTube channel where you can catch up on previous demonstrations. We'll see you soon.
Welcome back. I'm John Cole Morgan, and as you can tell, it's block of the week. I'm very excited. We're on block 7. So let me show you the block that we're going to be making today. How scary is that? But it's not, I promise you, it's really easy. So that is where it's going to be going, over here. And you can see you've got your triangles going in different directions. You've got a rectangle there, and I know all of you are going, I'm terrified. But don't be, I'm going to make it nice and easy for you now. And you've made it this far, you're more than halfway through the blocks. fabulous. So this is our colorway in the blue, which you can see behind me hanging on the wall. And then our clear winner of colors, you all love this vintage colorway. This is the color we're going to be making in the vintage there. Isn't that gorgeous? Really, really lovely. And then the color I'm going to be demoing in today is our Brights colorway. Look at that. Isn't that fab? Really, really, really great colorway. Now, some of you may be joining in this morning and going, hang on, what are you talking about? I've not heard of a block of the week. I don't know what you're talking about. Don't worry. We have got every single block that we've ever made, everything that we've got available, all ready for you. You can look it up on the website, so you can go, and if you've missed a week, you can look on the website and just type in block of the week, and all the different patterns and all the different colorways will come up. There are now 7 blocks on there, 3 different colorways for each week, so there are 21 different SKUs for each one. So you'll easily be able to find all of that. Now, as I've just said, there are 21 different SKUs and bundles that you can get. So when you get your pattern and your product, let me show you exactly what you're going to get. First thing you'll get is, let's say we're doing the vintage colorway. So the first thing you're going to get is our set of instructions. And this is really, really easy. And you're going to get our panel. The panel, I'll just show you the vintage colorway just to show you. Each week, this panel will change in shape and size. But look at that. So this week you can see we've got a nice big square of green. We've got a longer section of pink and black than we normally do, and the pink and grey. Now remember, I'm referring to the colours on this. That is not what the colours in the pattern are called. And that's okay, because what I have done is I've written the pattern slightly differently, because it's impossible to be able to get everything done for each colorway that you want to do. So that is our vintage colorway, but oh, I'm folding this away and I haven't shown you what I was trying to show you. So on each one of these, you will see each one of the fabrics that you're using have got words on them as well. So you've got fabric number 1, which is up there. So this is our vintage colorway. We've got fabric number 1, and I'm just going to drag in our blue one as well, if I can get it the right way around. So this is my blue colorway. You can see this is blue. That's fabric number 1. But now on my fabric blue, fabric 3 is different to my vintage fabric 3 in color. So everything that in the pattern you will be seeing is going to be referred to as fabric 1, 2, 3, and 4 per the colors I have used on the outside pattern here. Now I know that sounds a little bit confusing, but let me show you an example over here. So over here you've got fabric number 1. And with fabric number 1, you see you're going to cut 2 squares, and I'm hiding how much you measure it for, because, you know, you've got to buy the pattern. And you get fabric 1 over here. So that's what I'm referring to for fabric 1. That's it there. So on every single one of these bundles, you'll be able to see that it's got fabric name over there. That's fabric number 1. That's how big you're cutting everything to. So you need to remember how much you're doing that to. So that's really, really important that you remember how you're doing that. And it's the same applies for fabric 3, fabric 2, and fabric 4. Now remember, my top tip in doing all of this is each week, whatever colorway you're doing, and it doesn't matter, do this every week. It will make your life a lot easier. Cut out where it says fabric 1, fabric 3, fabric 2, and fabric 4. And I take these and I pin them to the side of my panel each time, because the number of times, you know, not all of us have got time to be able to do this all in one go. You're doing it over several weeks. You lose track of which color is which. If you just do the simple step of attaching fabric 1, 2, 3, and 4 to the edge of your pattern, you're never going to lose it. You'll always remember which color is which, and you're not going to get them confused. So that's my top tip on that. It always refers to fabric 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then in my pattern over here, fabric 1 is white, fabric 2 is pink, fabric 3 is grey, and fabric 4 is black. That's on my design that I've done here, but that's not the colorway that you're going to get it in here. And the one that we've got the most issues with, not issues, but a bit of confusion, is when it comes to the vintage, because people have asked, but hang on, you've got green here, but it's grey. It's not the colors on your panel. It's referring to fabric 1, 2, 3, and 4 on the pattern. So that's really, really important. The other question that I have been seeing online is my block doesn't come out to the size that you've measured it, the size it's supposed to be. So there are 2 or 3 reasons that's happened. Firstly, it's maybe your seam allowance. The seam allowance, sometimes what I call 1/4 of an inch, is slightly different to perhaps what Debbie would call 1/4 of an inch. And that doesn't mean that we are bad sewers or different in any way whatsoever. It just means that we're using different measurements on our machines. And that's absolutely fine. Don't worry about it at all. We will fix it. What I will say, if your block comes out to be more than a sort of 1/2 an inch to an inch bigger than what it is, go back and read the pattern. You'll find this would have started in sort of week 5. And in week 5, in steps 1 and step 2, you have got trim these blocks down to a certain size. So if you go and reread steps 1 and step 2, you should be able to trim those down to the steps, because I think there may have been some confusion compared to the notes as to what you're actually trimming everything down to in the steps 1 and 2. So just go back and reread your pattern. If you've made it bigger, please don't worry, because I'm really the king of making it work, because I want to make sure, and I hate unpicking. I do not like unpicking in the slightest. And the nice thing about having been able to do it this way is that I'm able to manipulate the sashings and the borders in order to make this all work. And the other thing to remember is, although I've laid this out this way, you don't have to lay it out this way. I think this layout works very, very well. But if you wanted to put that over there, that's fine. And what will happen is, when we get to the end of the 12 weeks, you'll measure all your blocks. You will see that there is a synergy at the start of the process. Towards the end of the process, you'll find your 1/4 inch would have got a lot more accurate. Your half square triangles would have got a lot more accurate, because you're practicing them a lot more and you're doing different techniques, and we're going to square the blocks up. So you'll find from the very beginning towards the end, your techniques are going to have changed quite a lot. So you may find this was our block 1, that doesn't measure the size it's supposed to, but you'll find block 7 matches perfectly. Please don't worry about it. That's because you're improving, that you're getting better with the techniques, and that's what this is for. It is a skill builder. You're supposed to be starting off not knowing exactly what you're doing, or you may be a completely experienced sewer and all of your blocks measure exactly, your 1/4 inch is perfect. Well done. That's exactly what we're looking for. So now we've got block 7. I've shown you what you're going to get for the vintage colorway. Let me show you now for the blue. Now, I'm not going to unwrap every panel, just because I want to make sure I make the block for you. So this is the blue colorway that you're getting. So you're going to get this lovely pattern, fabric pattern bundle here. You're going to get the instructions as well, with the details of how to make the block on it as well. And what I would remind you to do is, in steps 1, 2 and 8, you will be given a size on what to trim your blocks down to. That's going to be the most important thing, that you make sure you trim those down to that size. If you don't, your block will be slightly bigger, and that's where the issue is going to come in if you've got a block that's slightly bigger or smaller. So just make sure you're checking in the actual steps process what size you're trimming those down to. So that's the blue colorway, and then the colorway I'm going to be working with today is our brights colorway. So for the bright bundle, you're going to get the panel as well as the instructions, and that's what you're going to be getting for $11.99. Now, a couple of questions I was asked previously is, how do I cut the blocks up? What am I doing? How do I get that to the size and all that? Excuse me, sorry, I've got wires running around on my back here, and it's very confusing. Sorry. In the last 3 episodes, you will see that I've started from the very beginning to the very end on the block. You'll find today I've not done that, just because this is a little bit more complex block, and I'd rather you can all go back and watch episodes 3, 4, 5 and 6 to see how I cut all the blocks up. It's exactly the same thing that we've done before. You're going to separate all your colours. You're going to get your fabric 1. I can't remember what my fabrics are called, forgive me. You're going to get your fabric 2, and your fabrics 3 and 4, you're going to get them all separated into different colorways. The reason is, it just makes your life a lot easier, being able to have them as separate items, being able to cut up all the blocks. So I've already gone ahead and sewn some of these together, and I'm just doing that for ease, because you don't need to see me cutting all of these. Right, give me 10 seconds to lay this out, because I've completely forgotten to do something. It's quite usual for me, quite usual. So what I'm doing is, right, so on top of the fact that we are now in week 7, you can now go and search up blocks 1 to 6 if you've missed one. You just type in block of the week on the website. But if you're joining us today for the first time and you want to take part and you're loving the look of the quilt, you can now go and buy a bundle. Blocks 1 to 7 in the blue colourway is now on your screen, so you can search the code U for uniform, Z for Zulu, X for X-ray, C for Charlie, 59, and you'll be able to get the colourway in blue. So this is the blue colourway that we've got over here, and the bundle will then have blocks 1 to 6, 1 to 7, all these different panels. So we're doing blue. You're going to get 7 different panels that will come to you with all the instructions, 7 sets of instructions, 7 panels, all making it so much easier for you to be able to carry on, and you've got it all in one go. I know a lot of people have been trying to do it in one, you've got a glut of them and do them all in one go. On the website, unfortunately, we've got our little gremlin still back again, and if I'm touching it properly, there you go. So that code over there, U for uniform, Z for Zulu, X for X-ray, C for Charlie, 59, that's what you're going to be typing into the SKU if you want the blue colourway. Shall we do the Brights colourway next? So this is the Brights quilt as well. So I'm hoping not to destroy the set. The last time I did this, I threw the quilt onto the camera in front of me, so I'm taking things a lot more carefully today. This is the Brights colourway that we're doing as well. I think it's nice to be able to see all the different colours before you make your purchase. This is the Brights colourway that we've got. And I have to say, I love all of them, but they're all so different in their different benefits in each one, but you can just see all of the blocks are so interesting and so fun, and I'm trying to make sure that they're all user-friendly for you to be able to do them as we go. So if you haven't taken part with us yet on the block of the month, block of the week, you're going to be able to take part now and get your entire set of 7 blocks in the Brights colourway there. The code you're going to be typing in is A for Alpha, R for Romeo, X for X-ray, C for Charlie, 37. And that's going to give you your blocks 1 to 7, not only with the fabric panels, but also the instructions on how to make blocks 1 to 7. But now if you haven't taken part, why is this not working? Sorry, this is taking... There we go. Sorry, are you talking to me? Hello? Oh, okay. So then, oh gosh, sorry. That's really pretty. I don't know where that came from, but there we go. Put that over here. If you are wanting to do the vintage colourway, which is the one that has proved to be the most popular with everybody, you've got this colourway. And luckily I'm not dropping this on the floor today, which is great. And this is our vintage colourway. So you'll see that there is a description, sorry. There's a SKU there of D for Delta, Q for Quebec, X for X-ray, C for Charlie, 10. That's for blocks 1 to 7. Vintage. Sorry, Laura, are you talking to me, darling? Sorry. The blocks 1 to 7 of the vintage colourway there are available in a complete bundle. That's going to be the fabric bundles, the instructions, everything available there for you in one go, and you can do all 7 blocks at once. That's going to be £83.93. This is the vintage colourway that we've got here, proving to be the most popular in our colourways that we've got. Really, really lovely, that one. And the great thing about being able to take part now is if you haven't joined us already, we've got a fantastic Facebook community doing all these blocks. Every single day we're seeing different people post different blocks, and some of them posting multiple blocks and things like that. And the great way is you've got that community feel, because that's why we wanted to do this as a block of the week, because we wanted people to be able to do things and do projects together in order to be able to not feel quite so on their own at the moment, so that you can now take part and do a joint project together. And you've got the community feel of being able to take part in that. It's a really great way of being able to be involved. And with everybody posting their pictures online as well, that comes really handy because you're able to do it. And I'm loving the fact that when people ask questions on there, our wonderful community, if I don't get to the question as quickly as I'd like to, you've got other people then who are able to help you because they've made the block so long. Oh, I'm hearing more gremlin issues. Okay, so everybody who's looking to do block 7, the website is having its moment again. These gremlins are out to get me this morning. It's not available on the website at the moment, even if you do search the code. So if I could trouble you, it's a toll-free number, 0800 001 4433. You're all so kind and supportive, and you're so helpful when situations like this happen. If you don't mind giving the call centre a ring, they'll be able to place your order for your block 7 very, very easily. The website's just having a little bit of a moment, and Laura, bless her, she's working so hard to get it all working. That was why I couldn't realise if she was talking to me or not. She was talking to IT to get it sorted. So we're all working so hard to get it all sorted for you. The bundles from number 1 to 7 are all available, so if you haven't joined in and you'd like to, those are all available for you. If you have already joined in and you can't get your bundle yet, I know the minute I come off air, literally at 3 minutes past 11, I promise you they will be on the website, because that's just what happens every time. Everyone's working so hard to make sure that it's all working smoothly, and we're all doing our best, so thank you for bearing with us with that. So what am I doing now? Let me start with what I've done. So the first thing I've done is I've cut off fabric 1, fabric 2, fabric 4, and fabric, sorry, I got that wrong. You see, this is why we pay attention. Fabric 1, fabric 3, fabric 4, and fabric 2. So whether I put that on my head or my sewing machine or somewhere, put these somewhere visible that you're not going to get confused. And I tell you that out of personal experience, because I have gotten confused. And I wrote the pattern. So even me writing the pattern, getting it wrong, it's annoying, but it does happen. So you're then going to lay these out as you go along. So you can see I've done a lot of the work already. These are really simple. You're going to get 2 squares. You're going to cut those squares in half, and you're then going to put these into half square triangles. So we've done this a few times. I'm not going to do that today very much because we've done it in the past. If you are just joining us today and you haven't taken part, check our YouTube channel. It's www.youtube.com. You'll have a search bar at the top. If you type in Sewing Street, you'll be able to go and look at all of our videos going back to the 14th of February when we did our first broadcast, and every single one of the block of the weeks are a separate video now. We make sure that we pull those out so you've got them all available for you to be able to then see my tips and tricks and things that I've done slightly differently to the pattern, just to make your life a little bit easier. And you can then go through each of one of those, and you can see all the videos and catch up with them. And again, check out our social media. Our fans page is full of these amazing blocks, so it's lovely to be able to keep involved with it that way. Few little tools that I find are essential for this project. We're going to do them in our 10 o'clock hour, but I'm going to bring them out now just because it just makes your life so much easier with the process. So the first thing I use religiously through this process is my rotating cutting mat. First of all, wait, get it laid in. Firstly, because you get to do that when you get bored and it just spins round. And I love these mats because when we're squaring everything up, it is so much easier to do it. Speaking of squaring up, we've got our 8.5 inch square ruler. This is essential for this process. You've got your lovely rotary cutter, and then today I'm using the 6.5 by 12.5 inch ruler. It just makes your life that little bit easier in what we are doing. So now, being on air live in front of all of you, I have forgotten all the sizes that I'm cutting everything to, so please bear with me for 2 seconds while I gather myself. I know I need that, and I need to cut 2 more of those. So get your cup of tea ready. We're going to do this nice and quietly together. And luckily, when you make these blocks, you won't be doing it live on telly in front of everybody. So I'm now going to trim these down. So what you will find is I am taking the training wheels off next week. Bom, bom, bom. Now, don't get worried, that's not a problem because you've now all learned things. Oh gosh, I'd left my rotary cutter open for the first time ever. Mustn't do that. So what you need to make sure that you're doing is your half square triangles at this stage are going to have improved tenfold to where they would have been at the beginning of the process, because I'm showing you we're cutting our blocks bigger than they need to be, and I just need to double check. So I need 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay. I think I only need 2 of those. There we go. So I'm cutting these bigger than they need to be, and we're trimming them down. Now, the reason we're doing that is because we're all still learning. We're at the beginning stages. Now, you're going to see I've got a huge amount of fabric here. I've got, what, 1, 2, 3, 6 layers. Do not cut 6 layers if you're not confident. Just because I do doesn't mean you have to. I feel confident cutting this many layers. You might not be. So you just cut, you want to cut these individually, go ahead. There's no rush. There's no race. No one's going to be upset if you cut these individually. You just do them nice and slowly for what works for you. But you will find it a lot easier using this mat. Whoops. It's always the way, isn't it? Right, so now I'm cutting these that way. Wait, let me check there. Yes, right. Oh, I think we've got a message in, yes. Oh, from Jeanette. Morning, she's saying, good morning, John. She's loving. Oh, loving this block design. Thank you, Jeanette. She's saying we're so right regarding skills. Yay! She's saying she's so right that her skills are improving week by week. Oh, that makes me so happy. She's saying she can't improve. I can't believe how her point matching has improved since week 1. Jeanette, you have literally made my day. That's exactly what I want to hear. Thank you. Can't wait to make the blue/vintage. Oh, she must have gotten both of them. Block 7 today. Oh, Jeanette, that makes me so happy. I'm so pleased. And I'm really, please put photos on our Facebook page. I can't wait to see them all. That's brilliant. Oh, that makes me very, very happy. And that's what this is about, to be able to do that sense of community and make sure that you are improving your skills as you go around. I think that's wonderful. Oh, that's really made me very happy. Thank you. But again, you can see, I said to you about the rotating cutting mat. I've now laid this down, got my measurement right, pressed my gorgeous Creative Grids ruler down, and there I go. I trim and I'm sorted. And then I cut this across the diagonal. And there we go. Disadvantage of cutting 6 layers, you don't always get through them all on the first time. Right, so I now need to work out how many of these I need. So I've got my... Bum, 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 bum. Anybody else sing to themselves when they do these? So I need 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, so that I think is all the blues I need. Yes, that's all the blues. And then I need to do double that for the yellows. So I need 1, 2, 3. Now, I know all of you are thinking that looks so boring, but I promise you this makes your life so much easier because you can then see exactly where you are, how many you need to do, and because when you cut these all out, I love the fact that you can just put these next to each other, lay the block out as it should be, and then you can just sew these all together as you go. Even just get a really big space, because all of these get trimmed down, because these are definitely not the right size at the minute. Don't tell me I've cut all of the... That's brilliant. Sorry, I didn't realize I'd done that so perfectly. Oh, good. That is exactly what I need left to finish the block. So what I would say is that if you are making this block, as you go around, lay these out on your table in the order they're meant to go. It just makes your life that little bit easier to be able to make sure that you're doing what you can. Now, I'm going to do something called chain piecing, and what that is I'm going to take these two together. Now, I don't know if I'm going to go back a step. Sorry, I've jumped ahead. What I just want to remind everybody of, and unfortunately I haven't used contrasting thread on this, so I'm going to do that now. What we're looking to do here is we're going to just sew 1/4 inch down this side. Now, this is not too much of a problem on this block because I'm trimming this block down, and I have, again, plugged my iron in, not turned her on. That was the other tool that you need. You need this lovely Prim iron. It's fabulous. Available in the next hour along with our June Taylor pressing mat. And so what I've done now is I've now put a seam on there. So what's so important, you can see I've used a contrasting thread, okay, Now, I want to be very clear, this is not the size of the triangle you're going to be doing. Now, if I put my black line on that contrasting thread, you see this line here where it says 1/4? If I put that on my contrasting thread, can you see that that is exactly 1/4 inch? So that is exactly 1/4 inch. If I slide that over this way, you can see the edge of my ruler here. Perhaps if I put it on this, you might be able to see it a bit better. So you can see I've just gone a little bit squiffy on that side, but if I put my ruler down there, you can see I am on exactly 1/4 inch. Let me move that up a bit. Now, I'm going to congratulate myself for hitting my 1/4 inch. That is exactly what you're looking for. So when I said you've got to sew 1/4 inch, that is 1/4 inch. This fabulous 560 that we've got here, what you need to do is you need to move your needle across to 5.5, and I'm using my normal stitching foot here, the normal plain A foot, not 1/4 inch foot, because I'm a bit, this is just your normal bog standard A foot, A foot. It's called an A foot. It's a general sewing foot. When I do this, I line my foot up. You can see my fabric there is lined up completely with the edge of the foot. And then my needle, because I've moved it over to 5.5, my needle is stitching just there. So this foot is just as good as 1/4 inch foot because you line everything up to here. You just move your needle along, going along that way, and it's just a different way of doing it. Because I know a lot of people rely on their 1/4 inches, which is absolutely fine, their 1/4 inch feet. But sometimes you're pressing up to the little bar thing that comes down, and over time that moves over ever so slightly. So your 1/4 inch just gets that little bit bigger because we're pressing against that bar. That's why I prefer that. So this is 1/4 inch. Now, for next week, when we go and we don't have the option of trimming down, you're going to be doing what's known as a scant 1/4 inch. And let me show you what I mean by a scant 1/4 inch. So you can see exactly here, my thread line is on 1/4 inch. So next week, when I do it, and when you're doing this without, if you're going to cut these to your exact sizing, so you'll see in the pattern there's a note section. If you're now feeling not so confident and you're wanting to make sure you can trim everything down, you can then sew on that 1/4 inch. Absolutely fine, exactly as I've done it there. If you're a little bit more advanced and you're wanting to make sure that you get it without doing the 1/4 inch and you've got your pieces cut to the exact size, can you see where my 1/4 inch line on my ruler is one thread length away from that line? That is where you're going to look to put your seam line, on this side of it. So you can see there's my seam line now that I've done. What you're looking to do is to put your seam line now where my 1/4 inch line is on the ruler, and that's called a scant 1/4 inch. And the reason you want to do that is because when I set my seams here, and I fold this back or press them open or however I do it, if I now press that back, and I'm so glad Kat's able to zoom in so nicely on this, because this is a proper zoom. Over here, you'll see as I've pressed this back over here on the line, you can see I've got the line there. As I press this back, I've obviously got the fabric folding at that section. So I'm losing 2 or 3 threads of fabric on this as I press it across. So if you've got that scant 1/4 inch, so you can see there's my thread line there, and I'm then folding over. I've got 2 or 3 threads over here. So if I don't use that scant 1/4 inch, this triangle will be 2 or 3 threads small on all the sides. So it just means it's a little bit short on what we're looking for, which is not ideal. So when we get to next week, you need to make sure that you're comfortable with your 1/4 inch and your scant 1/4 inch, and that's what's so important on all of these. So I'm going to now chain piece all of these together very quickly. And it really is very quick. I've spoke to you last week and the week before about using a donkey. I'm not going to repeat that because I think you can go and look that up on the previous weeks. And you should all be using that already because it's one of those things that works. So if you are going to chain piece, what you're doing is you're putting all of these in one after the other. But it also, that's a very good point actually, and it saves on thread because a lot of us don't like wasting threads, and it's not about the money, the aspect of that, it's more about the environment when you don't want to be wasting things if you don't need to. Now remember, you're sewing along a biased edge here, so you've just got to make sure you're not pulling the fabric or tugging it or leaning it to one side, because that will distort your triangle, which is not what we want to do. So what we're doing now is I'm working with the Brights colour at the moment. That's the one that you've already seen. That's the colourway that we've got now. So the graphics are going to change as we go along for the different colourways, and we're doing all these things as well. So the website, Laura, you're really loud. Sorry, love. The website is having a bit of a problem at the moment, so please just bear with us at the moment. If you call up to the call centre, they will be able to help you with Block 7. That's not a problem. You know what it's like, these gremlins, they're there and they're coming to make themselves known. We know you're there. We want you to go away. But on a positive note, as I said to you, the minute we finish that hour, if there's anything that you want from the last hour, unfortunately not the mega bundle because we sold out, can't believe it, but really not surprised. Everything is now available on the website, so make sure you check that out. That's everything from the last hour. And I have no doubt the second we enter our 10 o'clock hour, all the little gremlins would have gone away looking for something to annoy us with on the next one. Now, our bundles are all on there, so blocks 1 to 7, if you haven't joined in on our process before. These are all available on the website for you already, so you can easily go and check all those out. That's all available. It's just block 7 on its own, causing a few problems. They're all working on it at the moment, and it's taking a little while to do, but you can see the stuff from the last hour already on, so it's not taking very long. We will get there. And besides, you can't buy it now. You're watching how to do it. So there we go. So that's what chain piecing is, and you can see I've got all my little triangles all in one go. And I'm just using this fabulous thread cutter on here. If I'd been clever enough, because that fabulous 560 has an automatic thread cutter, I would have actually just gone and cut them all as I went, but that would have taken me not talking at the same time to remember such things. So again, I'm telling you all these wonderful products I'm using as I go. This is my little prim iron. So everybody always asks, seams open, seams left, seams right. How do you do it? That is entirely up to you. I personally prefer pressing my seams open. It takes a little bit longer, which is why I am not going to do that at the moment, because I don't have all that much time to finish the block for you. So normally you'll find I pressed all my seams open. You can do it how you prefer. It's entirely up to you. There is no right or wrong. I will say, as a quilter, a long arm quilter, your block is a lot flatter if you press your seams open. So that is one definite advantage of being able to do that. You'll find each time before I start opening these triangles up, we're using polyester thread at the moment, so I'm setting my seams, which just causes that polyester thread to kind of go on itself, and by that I mean it just restricts on itself because it's got some heat on it. That just means that the seam becomes a little bit stronger, and then when you press it open it just holds, or you press it over like this, it just holds that seam that little bit better by having pressed it first. There we go. 3 more to go. And there we go. I have to say, this prim iron is perfect for this little project. Really great. And any tools I'm using now, you can see how I'm using them now, and I'll do a demo for these at 10 o'clock, because I think it's always important that you know which tools are really good for doing these projects. This is a really good example of where I said to you about a 1/4 inch and a scant 1/4 inch. So you can see there with the blue thread over there perfectly shows how the scant 1/4 inch versus a 1/4 inch works. So I know that that is a 1/4 inch, but as I've folded that over, can you see I've got 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 threads along there, which is causing that to not be exactly what I want it to be. And it doesn't matter how you press that, it's still not going to be exactly right. So when we come to scant 1/4 inches, you need to make sure that you practice that for next week. There you go. I've brought you homework. And what I'm loving is all of you have said how much fabric you've got left over on all of these. So that's really good to know. Sorry, I'm just doubting myself on what size I'm cutting these. Well, that's because I've got the ruler upside down. We've all done that. There we go. That is what I thought it was. I just wanted to double check. Right, so the measurements on what you're trimming this to are all in the pattern for you. Just make sure, you'll see I'm now going to trim all 4 sides of these triangles, because you then don't end up with one side of the triangle being lopsided. I'm always making sure that that central 45-degree line is lined up perfectly on our central bit there, to be able to make sure that we're getting this to the right size. Forgive me while I put my head in the way. Lining up that central line, and we're doing that. But the great thing with this is, because I read a post on one of the sites saying that a lady had an entire panel left over. She hadn't even cut the panel, and she'd already made that week's block. So she had a whole panel left over, and people were asking, is there a design of what we can do with our leftover fabric? Really great idea. Maybe you can all come up with some ideas. I think that's a wonderful idea. So you're going to now trim each and every one of these little blocks that you've chain pieced. You're going to trim these down to the size that's written in the pattern. These are in steps 1 and 2. You'll be able to then find what you're trimming these down to. And these are not going to be the size that you've cut it to. It'll be the size that you're trimming to that's written in your steps 1 and 2. So if your block hasn't worked out to be the exact size, just double check what size I've said to trim your blocks down to in each of the steps. And that should be able to answer your question if you've had anything not come out to quite the right size. But again, if it doesn't come out to the right size, don't worry. There are tricks that I'm going to show you in our week 12 or 13. I can't remember which week it is. And you'll easily be able to then see where you are at that point. I can't believe we're on week 7 already. It's just gone so quickly. It's brilliant. And I'm loving the fact that everybody's really enjoying these blocks of the week, and people keep asking, what's the next one? What's the next one? I love that. And don't worry, we're already looking at different ideas, don't you worry. And there we go. So this is where you've just got a lot of these. You've got to trim 4 sides each time, all the way around. You keep going round and you're doing it. And the great thing with this ruler is that you can, I've just been rotating the ruler. I've been using this. I did this the whole last block as well. I didn't use my rotating mat once, which is a bit silly. And there we go. Checking I'm trimming these to the right size. And this ruler is so perfect for this process, because you've got that central line that you're lining up, and you've got your 2 edges to square off, and then when you come to the other side, you know that those 2 edges that you've just cut, these 2, are perfectly square, and then if you line those up against the size you want the block to be, and then you line your central line up and you've got that corner, it works perfectly for you to be able to make it a nice, perfectly square, accurate block with your triangle hitting point to point. I've got a rogue thread there. Oh, just making it worse. Oh, you can just stay there then. Does anybody else get that, where you get a thread, you try and cut it off, and you're like, oh well, you want to be in the quilt so much, you can stay. And there we go. Oh, and I've done it again. I haven't rotated my mat. Oh, my ruler moved a little bit there. Fine. Right, so that's all my yellows, and now I'm just going to do my last 4 little blues. So you see what I mean? If I'd done this for all 32 of them, that would have been a little bit boring for you, because what you don't get in 16... and there we go. And that's the great thing now, is you can just sit back, watch how I've made it, and then when our website comes back up and running later with all the blocks, you'll be able to go and get them then. Otherwise, call the call centre. You'll easily be able to get your block delivered then. Really lovely people there, able to help you. You've got a 1-day P&P, so you don't have to worry about paying more for your postage. It doesn't cost you more if you check out more times. So there we go. I keep picking it up. Keep forgetting. Keep forgetting. There we go. Oh. I think this is coming up for a new blade. I might have to change this in the next hour. I hear we've got them in the next hour, so I might be able to do that on air. Of course, there's nothing wrong with changing a blade on live television. What could possibly go wrong? Andrew, can you just quickly go and check if my fingers are insured, please? Just in case, just in case. That's the thing with these rotary cutters. You've got to be so safe with them. Make sure you're very safe. And there we go, the last two seams we trimmed on this one, but you can see what I mean. It's all the same. You just go through the whole process. You trim these down each and every time, get them to the right size. Just take your time with it. There's no rush. And you see, that's what I love about the block of the week thing, because I think a block of the month is great, but the block of the week, I find it's one of those projects that you can actually put to one side, but it's not going too far away, because I think I've done blocks of the month before where I've put them away nice and safe and think, oh, I'll come back to that. 4 years later, I've still not come back to it. So what you're going to make now is you're going to make these cheat flying geese. So that's what I've done here. That's what's so fun about this, is you're going to make these cheat flying geese. That's what I'm calling them. And then you're going to sew them down the middle here. Now, this point is, and excuse me while I brag, perfect. Perfect. If your point is not perfect, don't worry, no one cares. No one's going to be upset about it. You don't have to worry. If you are unpicking, please, I beg you, take great care. There is bias here. You're going to stretch your fabric. So unpicking these repeatedly, I would say to you, put the book to one side. You have enough fabric left over, cut yourself another one. It's just easier, because if you start stretching these and distorting them, when you do sew them together, yes, you may have hit your point, but you'll find that your block is longer one way than the other. It's going to distort the fabric. You've got enough fabric. Just cut yourself another one and do it again. Now, my top way of sewing these together, it's a little bit of a fiddle. So the first thing I do is I line them up there and there, okay? There and there. But on top of that, I fold this back and I check that that line is going in a straight line. You can see there that that's in a perfect straight line, but if they were lined up like that, you can see they're not in a straight line. Because now you can see here and here is fine. You can line those up perfectly, but look there, it's not lined up. So when I fold this back, you can see that my line is not in a straight line. So that's when you can tell that you get there. So you've got these now all lined up perfectly. Yep, that matches fine. That's measured and that's measured. But now you're not going to go and put the lumpy bit in your sewing machine first, because your machine's just going to go bleh and not like it. So you put your fingers there nice and taut and turn it round and double check there. Rotate this back and check again. And you take the two little sections there, line that up. Now here I would suggest you do use a scant 1/4 inch, and that's literally one thread. Don't do more than that, because then your block will be too skinny. Right, there we go. Fabulous 560's got a thread trimmer there. And you can see that's all I've done now. Wait, have I got it? There we go. Now you can see that's lined up perfectly. That is perfect. So what I would do then is these, I do take that time to press open for two reasons. One, because it's going to be a nice a nice way of double checking. You can see my point is perfection there. You can tell that your triangle's perfect. But also with this, once you've pressed that nice and flat, you've got less layers to sew through as you get through all these blocks. And when you come to sew it, there are three reasons really. When you come to sew it, this is on the top. You know that your needle needs to go into that little white section over there, and you'll know if you've hit that point when you come to sew these together. So that's why I press my seams open on these. And now I'm just going to do exactly the same thing for the last 5 of these. And if you don't get the point right, that's okay. There are 16 of these that you're going to make. So if you don't get the first one, don't worry, you can get the second one. And you always put the one that you're a bit worried about on the bottom left-hand corner, because allegedly that's the bit that nobody ever looks at of your quilt. Apparently that is a thing. I didn't know that until recently. But the bottom left-hand corner is where, or top, is it the top, bottom, top or the bottom? It's the bottom left-hand corner where nobody actually looks at the quilt. So I think that's where you go and hide all your little mistakes. But equally, I have never heard of anybody giving a quilt back because you've missed a point. And if somebody's going to be critical of your work like that, well, I'll have the quilt with your points being funny then. You know what would be really, really nice on our social media page? Why doesn't everybody post a picture of their very, very first quilt? Mine is terrifying. It is absolutely terrifying. It is really, really bad, but I think that's actually quite a nice way of doing it. Maybe we can do your first and your last quilt. That could be quite nice. That could be quite nice, seeing everybody's first and last quilts. That would be good. And certainly what I'm loving, I think we definitely need a block of the week gallery of all the different groups that what everybody's done. Well, that's Hayley B's day sorted. Someone WhatsApp her, she'll get right on it. There we go. So that's our last little block that we're doing there. Oh, I did trim one off. So now what you're going to do here is you're going to press these all open again. And this iron is perfect for this. Oh, come on. Oh, I missed that point very spectacularly there. Oh, well. But look, you can tell. Now, that's what it looks like when you've missed a point. That one I would probably quite happily put into the quilt. But if you're not happy with that, my top tip, just cut 2 extra squares and just do it again. Because unpicking that, you're going to distort the fabric. That one's out as well. Oh, there we go. That one's fine. It's tele-sewing. You're all going to just use your imaginations. But then again, you can see if I get it so wrong, it means you're going to get it so right, because the gremlins are really alive and well in our little studio today. They're running around like crazy. And again, remember, everything is on the bias on these triangles, so don't distort the fabric, don't pull it, don't tug it, just be gentle with it. Gently press everything down. I don't know if anybody watched yesterday's hour, by the way, but my husband did see me ironing yesterday, pressing, and he'd found my Prim iron that I keep at home, because I have a little iron at home, because I don't have a lot of sewing equipment at home. He found my little iron at home, and it was waiting for me with the ironing board, waiting for me to go and iron some shirts yesterday. Smile and nod. Thank you, darling. So now what you're going to do is you're going to lay these out as they're meant to be sewn. And I always find it really, really helpful to make sure that you're getting these in the right place. And it goes that way, there, there, and there. So you've now laid all of those out. Now these 2 sections are exactly the same. These 2 are exactly the same. They're just going in different directions. So when we sew these together, you're going to have 4 of them in total. What you're going to do is exactly the same for each one of these 3 seams. So the way I've done it is I take, if I'm sewing this one first, I put that one on top there, and I put that one on top there, and I chain piece through them, because I know that my blue triangle here is the point where I'm going to try and make sure, firstly, because I press my seams open, I can rotate that back, and you can see there, my seams are perfectly lined up. And because I've got my seams pressed open, I can double check that, but also because I've got that white section over there, I'll stitch it and then show you what I've done in order to try and make sure I hit my seam. So this one I'm using, when I say scant 1/4 inch here, I'm doing 1 thread, and you'll know what I mean by that as you go along. Oh, I think I nailed that one. I'm going to do 2 of these just very quickly so that I can show you how you put these together. I'm just conscious of time. Oh, you know what? I'm going to do all of them. It's just easier. We're going to go and do the whole lot. Just easier. There we go. Now that one I think I missed, but that's good because I need to show you what you do if you've missed it. Right, so there we go. That's our 4 done. So I know for a fact I've missed that. Oh, I haven't. Gosh. So when I'm going to press these at the same time, it just makes life easier for you to be able to see it. Now again, I'm pressing my seams open here. You can press to one side, it's entirely up to you. I just think there's quite a lot of bulk, and when you come to quilt it, you're going to have quite a little lump there. Adding an extra 2 layers to it might not be the best thing. It's your call entirely, there's no right or wrong answer on that. In my ear, someone just said, "Where's your stiletto?" And that's exactly what I need. It's not just for pointing, it actually does have a use. There we go. Clever cat. There we go. And you just do these for all 4 of them. And you're leaning these back. And again, the pressing open does take that little bit longer. You do end up with a flatter block. It doesn't really matter if you do it one way or the other. What is important is you're pressing, not ironing. Literally just pressing like that, because ironing stretches this and everything's on the bias here. So we're trying to make sure we're not going to distort our blocks, because you've spent so long doing this now. You want to make sure that you just try and keep this as well as you go. What I will say from personal experience, if you are using steam, turn your steam off at this point, because not only are you going to burn your fingers, also you will distort the fabric. So you don't want to be doing that at the moment. So there, what I've done is I've just pressed these all flattened down. And over here, oh, that one's been hit. I'm happy with that. Happy with that one. That one is perfect. Right, so these 2 are perfect because you can see I've stitched on that side of the line. This one I'm very happy with. It's not exactly perfect, but I'm very happy with that one. And if anyone is at fault, it's this one, because you can see my thread is on this side of the blue point. So that's where the issues are. Now you'll just repeat that and sew these together like that. And I'm going to do one of them simply because you need to attach these to the sides of your triangle. Oh, of course you are. Of course you are. Oh, come on, please just go through and stitch. Nope. Of course it did. Right. That ate quite successfully, that. Hello, my darling. Why are you doing this to me today? Come on. I told you these gremlins are everywhere. Where is my little scrap fabric? You're just tired, aren't you, my darling? It's because I haven't given you a little bit of a pat, is it? So I'm going to sew straight over that again. I know, we all get tired. You want a little coffee, don't you, my darling? Me too. There we go. Right, so again, I just press these open. You won't have that. I'm going to press this to one side simply because I've got a nice little nest of threads there. Your machine won't be having a little moment. So there we go. We're going to now do that, and we're going to pretend that that one's sewn together. So we line these back up again. Just double check you're going in the right direction. So I'm going to put these there. And these, oh, I'm not in the right place. Right. And the great thing is, for fabric 4 this week, you've just got a giant square in the middle. Makes your life a lot easier. And there we go. So that is how your block is going to look. So what you're going to do next is you're going to sew this onto there and that onto there. And when you do that, the nice thing about having pressed all your seams open is you'll see here that's where you're wanting to stitch, because you've got that gap between the yellow and the white and you've got that little triangle. You're wanting your thread to come on this side of the yellow line, on that side of the blue line, on this side of the yellow line, and that means your points will be perfect on your triangle. So you do that on that side, do exactly the same over here. Again, you're looking at your little triangles coming in. That's why pressing your seams open on this does make your life a little easier, because you can then line up exactly where those go. So you sew those two onto there, and you can check, just one thing, people do sew these on in the wrong direction. So double check your picture on how you're doing it. You need one going one way and one going the other way. Then you're going to sew these triangles. Now we're going to just pretend that that's, oh no, there we go. We're going to check that's the right way. Then what you're going to do here is you're going to make two of these. You're sewing these half square triangles that we've done earlier onto each side of that, sewing that into a strip. And then once these are sewn on over here, you then just sew those onto the top. So that is block 7. And when you're finished, it's going to look like this. So I'll show you the Brights colorway. This is a lot neater than what I've done live on air. So that's what your block's going to look like there in the blue colorway, in the Brights colorway. If you're looking for the blue colorway, this is what it's going to look like there. Just get rid of the Brights colors underneath it. So this is the blue colorway here. And then last and certainly not least, this is the vintage colorway. Each one of these, you're going to get a fabric panel with enough fabric to sew the entire block. I like showing you how much you have left over at the end of each week. This is what I had left over for week 7. That's got a label on the top, but you can see there's loads left over there. That is what I had left of that one, and that's what I had left there. So you can tell there's a lot of fabric left over. The only piece you may not have enough of, if you are making a mistake, is for fabric number 4, which is your main, is it fabric 4? No, it's not. It's fabric number 2. You are only cutting one thing out of fabric number 2. So take it very easy, do it really simply. Cut it bigger, then cut it down. I'd rather you cut the square bigger and then cut it down rather than make a mistake. So the only piece of fabric you need to be really, really careful of this week is fabric number 2, and it's when you're cutting out this square. If you make an error and you do make a mistake, don't worry. Your only issue you're going to have is you're going to have a seam in the middle of your square. Doesn't matter. No one's going to notice. It's patchwork anyway, so don't worry about it. That's the only other thing that you need to watch out for this week. Our website has been having a little bit of a moment this week, so we apologize about that. So any of the block 7s that you're looking for, make sure you give our wonderful call center a call. They'll easily be able to help you with that. What you're going to be getting each week, and this week specifically, sorry, I thought I'd thrown that in my tea. You're going to get the wonderful set of instructions, and then on top of the instructions, if you're going to be getting the Brights colorway, this is going to be your Brights colorway here. This is the panel that you're going to be getting, as well as the instructions. The code that you'll be searching on the website is over there. OYXC72. If that's not available on the website, because the website's having a bit of a moment, make sure you give our call centre a ring. If you say block of the week number 7, they'll know what it is. Otherwise, just call that the code that you've got up there, write that down or pause us and you'll be able to do it. Then this is the vintage bundle. This has been the one that's the most popular. And this is the colorway that you're going to be doing for that. This is block 7 in the vintage colorway. The code there is E for Echo, H for Hotel, XC40. That's the colorway there. That is definitely the most popular one. And then we've got our second most popular one is the blues. That's available there. The code you're looking for is G for Golf, L for Lima, X for X-ray, C for Charlie, 25. So that's the code that you will ask for with the call center. Keep searching on the website. They are working very hard to make sure that it's right. Make sure you read the steps 1, 2 and 8 for the size that you need to trim your triangles down to, and on the previous patterns as well, the steps will be able to go from that. What was that about the mega bundle? Perfect. So also then, if you haven't ordered with us yet for the block of the week, these are all available on the website already, so you don't need to worry about searching anything. You can just look it up for block of the week. We have got all of the blocks that we've done so far. So I'm not going to show you the panels, I'll just show you the pattern. So this was week 6, this was week 5, this is week 4, this is week 3, I know there's week 2 here, this is week 2, and last but certainly not least, there's block number 1. So those are the 6 blocks that we've done before, and then obviously don't forget we've just done number 7. So these are the 7 patterns that you'll get in our bundle, whichever colorway you choose to do. We've got our Brights color, vintage colorway behind the graphic there. We've got the blue behind me, and we've got the Brights colorway there. So we've got 3 different colorways for you. These are all the blocks that we've made so far. I'm so excited about all of these. So if you haven't joined in, you can do that. It's a nice, easy way of being able to get involved, getting it all in one go. It's really, really great. So call the call center if you want block 7, and we'll be able to then catch up. Next hour is going to be a block of tools, so we will be able to then do that with you now. Redoing the set. See you in a few minutes. Bye-bye. Hi, I'm John Cole Morgan, and I'm here to give you my top tips on how I go about enjoying my sewing experience. My first top tip, as everybody knows, rotary cutter safety. If you're not using it and it's not on the mat, that blade must be locked. Please be safe. My second top tip is always buy more fabric than you need. If you don't have it, it's always going to sell out. You're going to struggle to find it, and when you do, it's going to cost you a lot more than when you were going to buy it originally. So buy it all. You always regret the bit you didn't buy. My next tip is positive or negative, always listen to the advice and opinions of other people. Even if you ignore them, everybody has a different perspective, everybody has a different take on things, and it might help you along the way. The next top tip I have is always buy the most expensive and the most useful and the most practical for your brain product that works for you. Some people prefer different things, buy what works for you. And my last tip is, this is fun, this is enjoyable, and make sure you are enjoying it. Because there's nothing worse than carrying on with something and hating it and not enjoying it. You need to make sure that you're having fun. Those are my top tips and how it is that I enjoy my sewing experience. I hope they help you, because they have helped me. For more handy tips and demonstrations, make sure you watch us on our Freeview channel 74, Sky channel of 670, otherwise follow us on YouTube on Sewing Street, where you can catch up on past demonstrations and shows. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
If you love sewing, then you need the UK's favourite sewing magazine. Every month, you'll receive exclusive patterns. Follow simple step-by-step guides suitable for all skill levels to make your own stunning clothes, accessories and more, together with inspiring tips and tricks from industry experts. Join in and discover your love for sewing. Try Love Sewing today and get your first 3 issues for just £6.
Hello there, I'm Debbie Shaw, and I would love you to join me on the first Monday of every single month for Sewing Street Surgery. Now, this is a dedicated hour where I answer your questions, and that could be questions about techniques, it could be questions about tools, it could be questions about new products, or maybe something that you've seen that you just don't understand. There's a lot of questions about tensions on sewing machines, and there's a lot of questions about working with different weights of fabrics. So if you have a question that you'd like to ask me, the easiest way to bring a question over to us is to go to our Facebook page and post your question on there. I will collate all of those questions throughout the week. If we need any new products for you, or if we need any new demonstrations, those will all be worked on leading up to that first Monday of the month. So do join me, Debbie Shaw, on Sewing Street Surgery on the first Monday.
Would you like to take part in our weekly competition? If you do, then all you have to do is head to the Sewing Street fan page group on Facebook. Post your picture of your make. Myself, Debbie Shaw, and John Cole Morgan love looking at all of your makes every week. We pick our favourite and announce the winner every Friday live on the show. Happy sewing and good luck. Shopping with us couldn't be easier. If you want to shop online, then you can head to our website, www.sewingstreet.com. It will redirect you to our sister channel Jewellery Makers landing page. Don't worry, you haven't gone to the wrong place. We're simply using their website temporarily while we're building our own web shop. Scroll down past the Watch Live part and you'll see all of the products that you will have seen on air on today's live show. You can also shop our catalogue by clicking a category, clicking a product to view closer, and adding it to your basket. Once you're ready to check out, you will need to create an account, which is absolutely free to do so, but it will mean that you can check out on as many orders as you want throughout the day with still only paying one postage and packaging. If you'd prefer to speak to somebody in our UK-based customer service team, then you can do so via the free telephone line number 0800 001 4433. They will not only help you create an account, but will also help you with any of your online shopping.
Good morning and welcome back to Sewing Street for our Tools Hour. Really excited about that. Friday, can you believe it? We're almost there, it's weekend. I'm very excited. And I'm not going to be here for a whole week. I've got a week off. What will I do with myself? I know, stay in bed and watch Sewing Street. That's what I'm going to be doing. So this week I have got the most fabulous hour for you now. Very first, I'm going to start with our lovely early bird. I have got this fabulous collection of tartan fabrics, and we had a price comparison earlier. We're going to come back to that in a few seconds. Look at these 4 different tartan fabrics. They're all different fabrics. How much? Oh my goodness, 2/3 of the stock of our early bird has already gone. And now it's on the website. The website we've been having a few problems with our little website this morning. So apologies about that. Thank you all for being so kind and supportive and helping us sort that all out today. Really, really appreciate it. 2/3 of this is now gone, but you can see, look at these fabulous tartans. 4 different designs, different colors, and they feel really, really, really authentic. This one's really soft and smushy as well. I love that. It's a really, really great colorways on all of these. Each of these fat quarters, they are 45 centimeters by 54. So you're getting a little bit less than a meter of fabric there for £5.49. Did we have that price comparison? I think was it on Amazon? Can't remember the price that we had it on. I know when we checked it this morning, it was £11.42, but now it's a lot cheaper than that. But not as cheap as us. I think somebody on there is watching us, and I think they saw us come on with that price and thought, oh no, we can't match that. But look there, that is £8.44 on there. This one's £5.49. Really, really great price there. Fabulous quality as well as really great price. Our early bird is to be able to celebrate all you lovely people who get up nice and early to be with us in the mornings. So, and it's a really nice thing for you to be able to get as well. And look how perfectly it matches my shirt this week. I'm loving that. Really, really great fat quarter set there. More than 2/3 have gone now, so please, if you do want it, make sure you check out your basket. If you haven't checked out your basket, it's not yours just yet, so make sure you do that. So we've got some brand new products today, and if ever I wanted to do a fabric haul, heist out of this building, I'm going to get 2 of these, because these fabulous mega bundle that we had on earlier, it won't fit in 1 bag, but it'll fit in 2. This is a fat quarter storage box. Absolutely love this. So these are our Liberty fat quarters here. And that are these 11? Mm-hmm. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. There are 22 fat quarters there. And look at that. You're almost half. Almost half. Did you say we could keep, how many was it? You can store 198 fat quarters in this bag, and look how perfect it is, because all you do is you pop them in, you close the bag up, and you've got this wonderful see-through window that you're able to see every single one of your fat quarters through the window. Really, really, really great. So we're going to open this back up again so I can show you, because it's basically like a little fat quarter suitcase. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. These little partitions you can take out. You don't have to do them that way. If you don't want to have partitions in them, you just take those out and you can store your fat quarters there. I'm wondering how much of these. Let's see if I can put this whole bundle in here. Can I put all these fabrics in there? So this are all the bundles that we had in the show today. These are going over here. Now, I'm not getting them out of order. I can hear everybody panicking that I'm going to get these out of order. So we've got here, what was it, 21.5 meters of fabric? 21.5 meters of fabric. This is definitely a fabric heist, isn't it? I joked with Hayley as I walked in, saying I'm going to walk out the building with all of those. And they said, oh, we're watching you. And then these are the 11 fat quarter bundles from our Liberty collection. But look at that. What's that, 30 odd meters of fabric there. And I've still got tons of space. Look here, and I can easily fit more in here. You can put everything in there. So if you wanted to go with your prim iron as well, the prim iron will fit in there as well. It's a really fabulous bag. But now, what's great, it seals up perfectly. And you've now got 30 odd meters of fabric in there, and you've still got space to put more in. And if you need to do a running out the door with all the fabric, it's really good. But also, and I'm hoping my husband stopped listening now, if you buy a whole load of fabric that, I've had that for ages, darling, I don't know what you're talking about. That's not new fabric. I wouldn't buy new fabric. You can hide it under the bed. No one's going to see it. You can just put them in there and hide it under the bed. Really, really, really fabulous little product, this. But look at that price, £10.99 for such a fabulous storage thing. And it's great to be able to get really good quality storage, to be able to get something that's going to be keeping everything nice and neat. But not only neat, you've got these fabulous divisions that you can keep and put in. You've got these pre-stitched Velcro little stands that you can put this in. But what's really good, not only does it keep it all nice and neat, you've also got, it feels like, you know, the inside of one of those cooler bags, it's got that fabulous, I want to say water soluble, but you know what I mean when I say that it would stop water coming into it. Does it say that? It's dust proof. It doesn't, but it's, you know when you've got that raincoat feel, that you've got that, I can't remember what it's called, and of course I'm live on telly, my words have escaped me, but it's a really great way of protecting your fabric because the dust won't get in it. You've got this that if it does get a little moist on the outside, it won't affect your fabric, hopefully, because you've got that lovely texture on it, and it's just a really, really lovely little bag to store everything with. But I do think I can get the whole mega bundle in there and these Liberties and run out the door and no one will find me. Really great fabric there. You what? Rip Stop Fabric. That's what it's called, yes. So there we go. Really, really lovely product, that. Brand new today. We can indeed. So we've got our fabulous micro stitch tool back as well. This comes with 2 little bits of accessories. This tool is really, really, really handy. A lot of people have used this before and seen this before. Let me show you what you're getting. I know. So what you're getting with this is, I know I said there are accessories there, but those you buy additionally, but because you don't need very much with these. So you're going to be getting 1,080 of these little baby micro stitch bits. So these tiny little fine micro stitches, you're getting 1,080 of them, of the micro fasteners. You're then getting this wonderful tool as well. So when you take this off, you can see you've got an incredibly sharp, I don't know what we call that, a needle or a blade. It's a needle punch thing. So what you do with that is you push that against your fabric. You can push this against your fabric. And it's one of those, you know when you go into a clothes shop and you can see people have put one of those tags onto your clothing? It's exactly that. So you put the blade through there. You can put the blade through there, and you can see it there on my finger, and then the little micro stitch tool pops it through and holds it nice and secure. And then you've got your lovely little rubber stopper, which you put on the end to keep it safe, because this tool is very, very sharp. And you can see you load these stitches in here. that way along there, and then you fire it along through the fabric, and you can see you've got this really sharp blade needle tool thing here. I'm not sure what you'd call that. And then the little micro stitch shoots through this little hole over here, and you take it out and it disconnects. So it's a really, really great tool to do this. This is really good for basting quilts, really good for fixing fallen hems. So if you're on the run and you haven't got time to fix a hem, really great way of doing this. If you're doing keepsake frames, so if you've got a little dress and some shoes, this is a great way of being able to attach those to the backing board and be able to attach the shoes to the dress, or little socks or whatever, putting those on there. It's a great way of being able to keep those attached. And if you're also then just putting, decorating, you've like got a little hat and you want to put something onto that, that's a really great way of doing it. And you've got 1,080 of these micro stitches that come with the tool, so you're not going to be running out of those in a hurry. It's a really great tool. You've got them in the black and you've got them in the white, and also for basting of quilts it's really, really good, because most of us use basting sprays and things like that, but this tool works very, very well because you can sit on the floor, and if you've got a smaller area you can lay everything out and then stitch it as you go. And I know people do these sort of every 2 or 3 inches along the way, and these little stitches are not very big, and it's great because when you do go and stitch through the quilt you're not going to have any problems, because these are so small they won't affect your machine. And when you want to take them out, they're really, really easy to just pop off the edge. So this micro stitch tool is $24.99. That's back in stock today. It sold really, really well the last time we had it in. Really fabulous product. My top tip, do not lose this little rubber end bit, because the blade is quite sharp, and just make sure you hang on to that. And you've got all the instructions on how to use it on the inside as well. Loading the ends, how to load it, how to unload it, what you're doing. You've even got it in a foreign language. I don't even want to begin to think what that language is. I apologize, I should know. But it gives you all the tips on replacing the needles and doing all of that as well. So you've got those fabulous instructions with it, and it comes in a nice little presentation box. And I've kept mine in the little presentation box because it just makes your life a little bit easier. So that's the micro stitch tool. If you're looking to buy a few little extra bits with it, you can buy the black micro stitch fasteners as well. These are a separate item that you can buy. You've got 1,080 in there, so that's quite a lot to be working with. But if you do want more, you've got these available now. You're going to get 1,200 is the quantity that you've got with these, and these are available now. And what price have we got on these? It's coming in. So these are $4.99 for 1,200 black fastener refills for the micro stitch tool. So if you did buy the tool on its own, you can then get the refills as well. It's quite nice to hang on to these, because it's always that project that you start, you get going, and 1,000 is a lot, but if you're going to be really densely basting your quilt with a micro stitch tool, you might run out. It's just add a couple of these into your basket and you'll never run out then as well. $4.99 on those as well. The additional extra that we've got available for this are the needles. These are 5 needles. Are they all the same? They look like they're different needles. They are different needles. So this is a standard micro needle kit to be used with the micro tack and the micro pin tools. Just this one looks a bit different. So I think you've got 3 of the same. These all look the same, these 3 over here, but then that middle one over there looks slightly different. Oh, it's still got a nice sharp edge to it. Sadly, I don't know enough about that to comment. I don't know what it is, but there we go. You've got one free in the little bundle, but you've got these 3 blades which look identical to the ones that are in the blade at the blades that are in there at the moment. This is available for $22.99. These blades are incredibly sharp and they will last you quite a while, but it's always nice, you know, everything dulls after time. If you do need the extra the needles, these are available here. You've got 4 of them. I think this is called the micro tack and micro pin tools, so I think that's just an additional function for the micro stitch tool. I'm just not too sure. Please just check their website if you aren't sure what it is, and go from there. It's a really great product there. So you've got 4 needles there, 3 the same, 1 different. Make sure, and if nothing else, it's a different one. You can just try it and give it a go. Nothing wrong with that. Also back in stock today, we have got our wonderfully large cutting mat. This is, sorry, while I just rearrange the side here. We've got our extra large cutting mat. You have seen me every time I do a demo, everything that I do, this is always on the counter, along with my rotating cutting mat. And this is a staple for 95% of quilters, most dressmakers, anybody who does any form of crafting with a rotary cutter. This is the baby you want. It is 22 inches this way and 34 inches this way. You've got your numbers in circles and written out on both sides. So if you're right-handed and you want to start using the numbers over here, I'm going to move this over here so you can see. You can start over here. You can see your number is 0 in the bubble, 1 in the bubble, 2 in the bubble, 3 in the bubble, 4 in the bubble. But if you look underneath it, not in the bubble, you've got 30, 31, 32, 33, going up to 34. So that is, if you're using the mat this way, you can use the numbers one way. If you're using the mat this way, you can use the numbers the other. Again, over here, you can see you've got these wonderful marking lines for degrees. You've got your 30 degree there, 45 degree there, and your 60 degree there. If you're cutting various shapes and different diagonals, you can do that there. But again, you've got these on both sides. So this is a left and right-handed cutting mat. So over here, you can see you've got those angles going out as well as over here. So they do come and they meet in the middle. And then again, you've got another 45-degree line over there. So it's everything you could possibly need is available. This is the imperial side of the mat. So not only that, you've got the metric side as well. And you can see you've got exactly the same features again. You've got your angles here, you've got your angles there. The numbering is in bubbles and not in bubbles, so you can read the mat each way. So this is incredibly good for both people who do imperial and metric. You've got both sides. This side is 57 centimeters on the depth and 87 centimeters on the width of it this way. That just then allows you to have space for your writing to go on there. So it is a really fabulous mat, and it is definitely, you'll see it's always on the counter for any of us doing any form of demonstration. It's a fabulous product. This we've been using quite regularly, well, 3 hours a day usually. And I do my demos on it afterwards as well, prepping for the next show as well on it. And this mat is 3 months old, and you can't even tell that it's been used as strongly as it has. They're really, really robust. They last for a very, very long time. Millwood are very good at making these mats, and this one's available to you for £37.99. I think that's on the website because our gremlins seem to be behaving a little bit better for this hour. So there we go, we've got that. Now, you've seen me using my little Prim mini iron. This is now back in stock. This is how you would get it when it comes to you. You've got this fabulous iron in there. Let me show you what that looks like. And I remembered to turn the iron off today, which is quite rare for me. So this is the Prim mini iron that you're going to be able to get. You'll see that it's got a little dial on here that rotates from 0 being off. This one over here has got 1 dot, which will be for your lightweight fabrics that don't need a lot of heat. Then you've got a middle line, and then you've got the maximum over there, and this just rotates on and off. I'm going to turn this on now, and you'll notice that the little orange light has now turned on, so she's now active and ready to go, and that will heat up as you like. You would then fill this up with water if you need to over here. This little bit pops up. Included in your little box over here will be a little bag that you can store the iron in, as well as a little tiny jug. It is the cutest little jug you've ever seen. And that again is used to fill this up with water. If you have overfilled it with water, we've all done it before, this then just releases the water through this hole, and as you press it, the steam and pressure just reject the water and kick it out, so it re-stabilizes it on its own. So you don't need to worry. If you have overfilled it, just don't go near your project while you're filling it up, and it will do its little thing. You've got the steam on option there. You can see that that little grey button is now raised above the white handle. If you press that down, you've got the steam off option there, and that's now level with your handle. At the moment, my iron is on a low temperature. If I want it on a hot temperature, you'll see the light comes on. If you are using the steamer, I would suggest you just wait until that light's gone off. You do end up with a little bit of water coming out if you don't, and that's just your way, the iron's way of saying, I'm not ready for you yet. Wait, be patient till my little light goes off. Because we all do it, and you can tell how I know that because I'm so impatient. Put the iron on, work, and you get a little bit of dribble of water because you haven't waited and they haven't got the little light coming off, so make sure you have that off. But it's a really fabulous iron. Most of us have it. I was presented with one yesterday when I went home because apparently I now know how to iron. But it's a really fabulous, fabulous iron, a great tool to have. It's a staple in my going away to sewing days and things like that. Really great product. And also, even if you're going on a holiday or you're going for a little day away and you want to make sure that everything's pressed and nice and presentable, really great one. And you just pop it in that lovely little bag it comes with, store it up nicely, pop it in your bag, and you're A for away. Really lovely iron, and it's sold out so many times. We love this iron, and so do you. So in the last hour, you saw me using quite a few tools. Let me show you a few of the ones that I used. The first one I'm always going to start with is going to be my rotating cutting mat. Absolutely love this. You can see I've been using this a lot. I love this mat, and it is really good. You saw me having to trim everything down on this mat. It's a really great rotating mat to use. It doesn't matter what angle you want to cut something at. You've always got this there, and you can let the ruler down. You can trim the side there, rotate it around, trim it again. It's a fabulous, fabulous little mat to be able to use. We'll say do keep it flat. Don't bend this in your bag or anything, because it does distort if you do. Make sure you keep it nice and flat. You can't iron on it, obviously. Don't worry about that, and don't leave it in the sun, because it does then get a little bit nice, manageable size. Really, really great. And also when you get bored, that's so much fun. I absolutely love this. And the great thing as well is you've got all it's a 12-inch mat, so from there to there is 12 inches, from there to there is 12 inches. You've got your 45-degree line, you've got your 30-degree line, you've got your 60-degree line, but also you've got the circles. So if you're doing any form of applique, or you're wanting to do some free motion cutting, you've got the circle there ready for you to cut out. That is a 6-inch circle, that one there. This one's a 10-inch circle. That one is that 8-inch? Must be, because it's in the middle of 6 and 8. And that will be a 4-inch circle there. So you can see that you've got all these different measurements on there as well. I've never been brave enough to do the circles. If you do, make sure you send us a photo of doing it. I'd love to see how you get on with that. So that was the first one we did. Then I used today my 6.5 by 12.5 inch ruler. Most of us use the 6.5 by 24.5. This one's just that tiny bit smaller. Fits comfortably in your bag as well. It's a little bit smaller to be able to use, but easier for projects. This one is 12.5 inches that way, 6.5 inches that way. You've also got your 30-degree line, your 45-degree line, again your 45-degree line, your Creative Grid technology here, which we've now dubbed dottage. I'm trying to find a light to be able to show you. There we go. So you can see over there, that is a completely smooth side there. But if I flip this ruler around, you can see you've got these non-slip grip dots over here, which I've called dottage. And what that means, and I'm going to move my cup of tea out of here, because like you can imagine what happened here. When you've got your non-grip dots available for you there, if you move this, you can see that it's moving around on the mat. However, if I rotate that round, the dottage is on the bottom, the non-slip grip dots. You can see the ruler's not moving anywhere near as much as it was when it was on the other side. And what's so great about that is, as a beginner, your ruler's a lot safer on the fabric. You're not going to be ending up about worrying with your ruler slipping while you're cutting. And when you're using a rotary cutter, you want to do as much safety as you can possibly do to make sure that you're not going to hurt yourself in any way. So these rulers are a nice little addition to do that. This one is the 12.5 by 6.5 inch ruler. On all Creative Grids rulers, you're going to have this little, most Creative Grids rulers, you've got these lovely little QR codes. This will direct you to their website and their YouTube page and be able to show you exactly how to use the ruler. And that's a nice little feature to have, because each one of those rulers that I've ever used, I've always gone on and looked on there, and there's always something that I learn from those videos. Even if you think you know everything about the ruler, you're always going to learn something from those as well. So that's the 6.5 by 12.5 inch ruler there. We've also got our, should we do the 24.5 by 8.5? 6 by 24. Now you saw these earlier, this was a fabric prop to hold up all the fabric on the bundles that we had earlier. This is 24.5 inches by 6.5. Again, you've got that the non-slip grip technology there with those dots. Nice, it helps your ruler be nice and safe while you're cutting. Really great price. Also got the QR code over there as well, so make sure you zap that and you can see all the information about the ruler. This one's available today, $23.99, and this is the most staple ruler that 90% of quilters end up starting with. It's a fabulous product, really, really useful, and definitely one of the ones that we use, not just for holding fabric up. Then the other one that I used during my demo was this 8.5 inch square. These come as a 6.5 and 8.5. Personally, I prefer the 8.5 just because every now and then there's a 7.25 inch block or 7 3/4, and this then is able to handle that completely. So it's a really great ruler. Again, you can see there, no non-slip grip technology on that end. On this side, you've got the grip technology there. You can see those dots there. We're calling them dottage here. I'm not sure if that'll take on or not, but there we go. But it's a really great safety feature to have. Again, you've got the QR code over there if you want to go and watch the videos on how to use it. I use these to square my half square triangles because I've got that lovely 45-degree line down the middle there, so I line my central seam up on that, and then I can trim my squares down. The biggest square I could trim on, a half square triangle I could trim on this would be 8.5 inches, and the smallest I could do would be probably 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch, but if you're doing that small, good luck to you, you deserve a medal. There's no way that's going to be happening in my studio. Really, really great ruler that. And I've got this one myself. I normally use the other one that we have for the square one, which is the 6.5 inch ruler. Again, a very, very popular ruler. Only difference is you just cut smaller pieces. So this is 2 inches smaller all the way around than the 2 inches on one side, sorry. So this is 6.5 inch square. Only difference is the 8.5, you can cut every now and then, you'll need that slightly larger ruler. But this is the one that I would probably use most of all, especially if you're trimming 3 or 4 inch triangles. You want to make sure that you've got a smaller ruler because it's just a little bit easier to handle. This is available today for $14.99. Again, you've got the non-slip grip technology on the back. And there you go, you can see that there. And on the front, you would have the normal straight well, I'm going to call it slippage. The you know what I mean. It doesn't have the dots on this side. That's what I'm trying to say, but not finding the words for it really well. I'm going to pop these back onto... Are we doing the millwood? These... no. Cool. I'm just putting this all the way back in there because we've got this wonderful little ruler stand and everything just sits nicely on there. Now the rotary cutters, there are loads of rotary cutters available. These are entirely down to your personal choice and sometimes your budget as well. I started using this, I started using a different rotary cutter for safety. This one is, I find, a little bit easier to use because it's one less step. There you can see my blade is open and you've got that click as I close it. I'm going to do it again. I know then when I hear that click, my rotary cutter is closed. I try very hard to only have my rotary cutter blade open when my blade is on the mat, simply because it's a nice habit to get into for safety. These blades are incredibly sharp, really, really sharp blades, and you want to make sure that you're not going to be causing any harm to yourself. So I always make sure that I've got it on the mat, take it off, lock it. It's just a nice habit to get into. This is a really great one. You can, because you've got this on both sides, you've got these nice soft grip areas here on both sides, there and there. This is left and right-handed, I'm told. I'm not left-handed, so I don't know, but you can easily use this on both sides, just turning the around that way, which is a great way, because some of the left-handed processes, you've actually got to take the blade out, rotate it around, and move everything around to make it left-handed, which is fine, but this is just a little bit easier to do that. And the price point on this is really good as well, $8.99 for this millwood. And I'm now going to do an unscripted live change of a rotary cutter blade and hopefully not lose my finger in the process. We have also got our 45mm blades in stock. I've run out of these at home. So one of the purchases I made yesterday was in fact for some of these because they are such a great price and it's really, really hard to get them at the minute. Well, I found it hard. You may be a better shopper than I am. This is a set of 3 rotary cutter spare blades for 45 millimeters, and these are $8.99 and you're getting 3 blades. And I'm now going to open these so I can change my blade on air. I'm hopefully not going to cut my finger off in the process because the gremlins that have been running around today, they'll be fine. We're going to kick them back in their box. So when you open this, you're going to find, when you open these up, so there is going to be a little bit of oil on it. That is completely normal. You can see that that's quite wet on the inside. That's absolutely normal because these blades, you can keep them for years and years and years and years. And having the oil in them just makes them, the longevity last that little bit longer. But the problem with that is when you do come to use them, occasionally you've got a little bit of oil that you need to wipe off. Now these ones are really good because they've got this little paper sleeve in there separating your blades. So you can see I've got this little sleeve there and that then separates your blades across. So, oh, hang on. There we go. So I then put that one back. So I've now, and I also then do something differently, which I'll show you now. So when you wanted to change your blade, you're going to first of all make sure you're being very careful. Pay lots of attention, no screaming people in the background. Make sure that everything's off and you're only focusing on this. So you take the screw off, you take the nut off, and you take this off. Oh, and there we go. Blade has popped out. Now, can you tell that that's got a ring of dirtiness around there? Little bits of lint. That's quite normal. Don't worry, that's absolutely fine. Now, when you get your rotary cutter like this, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of fabric. I try and get a little thin piece of fabric like this. A bit of old selvage works well. And I just go in there and I try and get rid of all these little bits of fluff in here. And I know you I go through and I give it a nice little blow as well, get rid of everything, and you just give it a bit of a clean, because you're using these every day, and there are little bits of oil in here that you are going to end up you can see just in that, you can see that's got all bits of gunk in it. That is completely normal. There's nothing wrong with your cleaning regime. You do not need to feel bad in any way. That is completely normal. Don't worry. And if it's not, mine is as well, so don't worry. You're in a good company. I also then just take this and fold this a couple of times to go through and just get rid of any little bits that I haven't been able to get. And I just do that just to get rid of bits of fluff and bits that are in there. Right. At this point, I pick up my blade using this lovely little piece of, oh, I'm out of screen. So I pick my blade up using this little piece of paper. You can see I've got that piece of paper there. I then put my finger on the middle of this. Now, you've just got to make sure you're being safe on this. However you want to do it, just make sure you're being safe. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hold that way. I'm just going to pull the paper off. I should have pulled the paper off before I did this. There you go. So you can see you're just getting rid of the paper there. Now, all of us are going to have that happen. You take this to the edge of the table, you hold it, and you get it a little bit off the table, and then when you're grabbing it, you're not grabbing it on the blade, the sharp bit of the blade, you're doing that. So then I've just popped that back in there. Now, that is safe for the minute. What I'm going to do now is I know that bit there goes onto the top here. Now notice that this has got that lovely guard on the edge there. So all I've done is I've just made sure that I put the blade in, I put that through, I then take my little nut, and then I take that and I put that on and I tighten that up. Now, every rotary cutter is different. You do it how you like. Now, I put this to one side. Now watch what I'm doing here. This is important. I'm now taking my empty blade. I've put the little piece of paper on the top of it. Now there are two things you can do with this. If you have a sharp spin, you then take this and put this in your sharp spin and you get rid of it. If, like me, you don't have a sharp spin, when you've used these up, what I do with this is, because it's so obvious once you've got a blade that's been used, you can tell it's dirty, I pop that into the, oh goodness me, sorry, I'm just going to do this and not talk for a second. There we go. So all I'm doing there is I'm putting the dead one on the top, and then I get a Sharpie or something and I write 2 on there, knowing that I've got 2 that are new and 1 that isn't, because there are always going to be 3 in them. And then once you emptied one, that's your dead bin, and you just write dead on it, and then those are your dead blades. The reason that's important is because if you don't have a sharp spin, don't put this in your rubbish bin, wrap it up in paper, but even wrapping it up in paper, it can be quite dangerous. So please, these are really, really sharp, especially if you've got kids. Make sure you're looking after yourselves that way. These are one of those little forgotten things that people just put them in the rubbish bin and then don't realize why there's a massive hole in their bin. So that's a great way of doing that. And then once you've done this, the next thing I would say is, for the first few cuts that you do, goodness me, look at that! So all I'm doing now is, and you literally just take a dead bit of selvage and you just keep doing this, and I always do this. I get a dead piece of fabric that I'm not going to use and I cut a lot up in one go. It's very good as well if you've had a really bad day. You just cut little things up and do that. The reason being is that any oil that's now on the outside of your blade is going to come off on this fabric rather than when you cut your Liberty up, and we don't want you damaging your good fabric. So that's a that's my top tip on changing your blades. And there we go. Oh, I'm hearing we're selling those really well. That's going to sell out. I'm not surprised because you can't get them. So we had these scissors on. We had these on when we first started Sewing Street, and I cannot tell you how much I love these Fiskars scissors. Fiskars started in the late 1600s, and they've gone around the world and they bought up these fantastic companies that have got amazing technology. They own Royal Doulton, they own all these incredible companies that supply Her Majesty the Queen, as well as loads of other different technologies, and they do so many different aspects. But the thing that they are most known about in my world, other than Royal Doulton, is the Fiskars scissors, because they are such great quality. Every single one of us who've got a history of sewing in our family know that you've got a fabulous quality scissors that have passed down for generation. I know that my grandmother used to use a Fiskars scissors and they were fabulous, and I think they're still somewhere in the family as well. But these products are so good, they are so reliable, and what they do is they innovate every single time they can. They've got all that innovation going into something what we think is so simple as a pair of scissors, but the quality is so fantastic and it's such a great product. And then these have got that wonderful sound with them when you're cutting through them as well, which I love. You've got that nice proper dressmaking tailor cut when you're going through them. They're just beautiful, really good. And I must say, I'm a little bit of a hoarder with things like this. I buy 2 or 3 of them, and then one's a fabric scissors and one's a wadding scissors, and all of mine are Fiskars for that as well. They're really great pair of scissors then. So these are $14.99 now, 24 centimeters from nip to end. These are the right-handed pairs of scissors. If you do want the left-handed ones, go and check our website, because we do actually stock left-handed scissors now. I'm not left-handed, so I can't demo those, so do check out your website. You'll be able to get those on there. These are the white-handled Fiskars functional form scissors, 24 centimeters for $14.99. So next we have our fabulous best press. I'm going to demonstrate this using my wonderful June Taylor pressing mat. And I've got some fabric over here. And I'm going to... There we go. There you go. Now tell me that is as crinkly as you're going to get your fabric. Andrew, stop watching. So next you've got the wonderful way of turning these on and off as normal. Wait, before I do this, turn the iron on. Turn the iron on. Be handy, wouldn't it? Doing a demonstration with the iron and you can't have the iron on. Now, best press, I've only ever used the vanilla and lavender one, but obviously the scent affects a lot of people. This is our scent-free best press. It's literally just under a half a litre that you're getting there. 499 mils for $11.99. Now, what the great thing about this is you saw I squeezed that, I scrunched it, I did everything possible to make that as crinkly as I could. So all you're going to do now is usually you would have your iron ready to go, and if I'd been a decent demonstrator I would have had that ready to go. So all you're going to do is you're going to cover the area that you want to make sure that you flatten, and then you just go for it. Now the iron isn't even hot yet, and you can see I've already gotten out most of these, well I've only pressed half of it, and I haven't even got the iron. You can see the little orange light is still on. It's not even hot yet. It's not even at the right temperature, and look at that, all my creases have come out. The light is still on, it's still not at full temperature. And my demo's done, I don't even need to do any more, because you can see, I'm hoping, can you see, there you go. Oh, no, wait, there we go. So you can see this bit here I haven't pressed, and you can see how squishy and pressed that is. Completely flat, look at that. Absolutely, completely flat. You've got no, and literally the iron wasn't even hot to do that, and you can see how that's gotten completely flat. There, I shouldn't have used the navy on that. Should I do it again in another colour? Be able to see it a bit better. Takes 1 second. So, there we go. So you can't get more crinkly than that. You can see the crinkle, look at that. Can't do more crinkly than that. There we go, get my iron on. And the iron still isn't even hot because I turned it off in between there. And just look at the difference. Iron's not even hot. But look at that. You look at that. That's the bit that I didn't put the best press on. That's the bit I did. And the iron's not even at full temperature. Really, really great product that. That's the best press. It is $11.99. That's what you're going to get. The spray has got a spray on and an off button. Really, really great product that. Mary Ellen's best press that. Next, we've got our June Taylor blocking cutting board. Oh, we're not doing that today. Well, check that out on the website. It's my favorite thing to press on. What have we got next? The pencils. I love these pencils. Now that I've taken my navy and put it somewhere safe, here we go. So I wanted to use the navy for these pencils because these pencils are fabulous. So you're going to get 4 of these pencils. Two are silver. These 2 are silver. These 2 are white. You're going to get 2 of these. The reason you get those is when you're putting them in your bag, you know it's going to rub like that, and you don't want that to be on your bag, and you also don't want to damage your pencils. So you've got that nib there, which keeps your pencil nice and sharp, and it keeps it safe in that way. You've got your pencil sharpener here to be able to do it. It catches all your debris in there as well, which is a really great feature. But what this is really, really good for is if I'm doing half square triangles, or I'm cutting out, or I'm wanting to do any form of free motion embroidery. Let's say I want to do a free motion embroidery and I just want to do that. I can draw that on and I can go and stitch that, and then it just comes off. It washes out, leaving no residue on it at all. You can do it in the silver as well if you're wanting to do it. The silver's a little bit darker, but not quite as obvious. So if you're wanting to do the silver here, you can do that. And again, you don't see it. And it's just a really great way of being able to have it on your fabric if you're wanting to do free motion or you're wanting to mark everything up. You can do it on there, and it would just then wash out without any damage to your fabric or any issue at all. Sorry, just avoid dropping the pencils. Completely water soluble, no dyes or wax added, glides smoothly across fabric to produce long-lasting fine chalk lines. They can be easily removed with a small amount of water or a damp cloth. So you can do all of that, put that down, go and stitch your line on it, then just take a wet cloth and it'll come off completely. Otherwise, in the sewing machine, you won't have any damage or residue. They have been very good and given you 2 of each colourway of each pencil of these, and those are $12.99. And you get the fabulous sharpener in it as well, and the caps as well. Really, really lovely product, these. And there we go. So the next thing we've got available now is our Tilda book. And I'm very proud of this Tilda book because our friends at Be Creative magazine, they have asked me to do a book review. So I was very proud to be able to do that. And on page 64 is my little review there of the Tilda book. Very excited there, Be Creative magazine. And a block of the week in there as well. And this Tilda book is absolutely brilliant. We've had this on a few times and it's sold out before. We've got it back in. This is $14.99 for the Tilda book. And the great thing about it is it's for everybody. Not only have you got quilt projects, so curves terrify me, so I wouldn't do the quilt on this one, but each one of these projects has got, I'll probably turn to the wrong page, haven't I? Each one of these has got the ability to be able to make just a cushion. So you can start by doing the cushion and then you can expand out and do the quilt as well. So it's a really nice way of being able to do a starter project and doing something then a little bit more advanced as you go along. So for me, this quilt is one of my most favourite quilts that I've ever seen in a book before. I absolutely love it. But I think I'm reasonably advanced, but that terrifies me. There's no way. I'm not doing that. I can't. I'm just going to run away and cry. But they've got the option that you can then advance your skills as you go along. So the quilt before then, you've got this really, not simple, but it's an easier project to do. So you can build your skills up until you get to be confident enough to do one of these. And you've got these fabulous different blocks that you can do with it. It's a fabulous book, really, really great. And that's why I wrote about it and Be Creative. Fabulous product there. These are available for $14.99 today. And you've got all the different projects you need, all the different things that you can do in that. Really, really great. So make sure you check that one out as well. Do that? roll and press. So there we go. Now the roll and press, if you are now going somewhere that you don't have an iron, or like me, you're sitting there and the iron's all the way across the room and you're thinking, oh, that's so far away, I don't want to go there. That's why it would look like this. So what you do is, you've got this, let's say you want to press along this line. All you're going to do is you're going to take the clover roll and press and you're going to push it on your seam, and all you're going to do is you're going to go along like that. Someone's been micro-stitching this. I love it. So there you go, you're just going to press along there, and when you fold this open, you've got that fabulous press line. Really great, nice and sharp. So if you're wanting to then press your seams or set your seams or do foundation paper piecing, really, really great way of doing it. Also, if the iron's too far away or you can't bring an iron in for any reason, really, really great product. I've had mine for about 4 years now, still use it quite regularly, and it's always going strong on that. So that's $15.99 on our Clover Roll and Press there. Really great product, and you won't regret having that. And it is one of those ones that's quite nice when you can't get to the iron because it's so far away. You can do there. The next one we've got, I'm not putting that back in, sorry. So we've now got our quilting gloves. I love quilting gloves because not only does it's got the little dots on both sides of your hands. You can see you've got them on that side. You've got them on that side, and you've got them on that side. So if you are doing a quilt and you're gently going along like this, holding along, that's fine. But if, like me, you're doing a quilt and you're like, and you can't get it right and you've got to put your fingers in, it's got it on both sides because it'll grip it along. And I know some of you out there are chuckling now thinking, yep, I've done that. So these are the perfect gloves to be able to use for it. You've got these lovely little dots on there as well. You get a lot more friction and support holding your quilt as you go. But equally then, when you're doing that, your hands leave a residue on your fabric. These gloves will protect the quilt against that residue, and it absorbs that residue onto the gloves rather than that going onto your quilt. And it's a really, really nice way to be able to just get that little bit of an extra grip on your fabric and your quilt, but it's a fabulous, fabulous way of being able to make sure that you can just keep your quilt safe and make your life a little bit easier. What an amazing hour. I'm really pleased with that. And now, everybody who is on our Facebook page, we run a Make of the Week every week, where Vicky, myself and Debbie choose 3 makes of the week every week. We cannot be bribed. It is just so difficult every week because your makes that you share on our Facebook fans page is so amazing. It's the absolute diversity on there is incredible. So each week we pick our favorites, and we are able to then give the people that we pick a free P&P on your next order. All you need to do is go into our Sewing Street TV page and message in saying, hello, I want Make of the Week, and you'll get a voucher code and be able to then purchase your next product with free postage and packaging. So our winners this week, and I apologise in advance if I get your names pronounced incorrectly, forgive me in advance. We've got Christine Rimmer, we've got Jane Hendy, and we've got Kim Stanbow. Hopefully I got those right. So let's have a look at each of those makes. Christine's make, oh my goodness, that one is stunning. Oh, Christine, you put us all to shame. That's beautiful. Congratulations. And then we've got Jane Hendy. Look at that bag. Just look at the quilting on that with all those movements. Oh, Jane, you are a genius. I love that. Really, really great. And I can't deny, Kim, you were my choice of the week. That is just stunning. That's a lone star from heaven. Well done, all of you. Really, really great choices. We shouldn't really say who the winner is from each person. Kim, you were my winner this week. That is gorgeous. Well done. All of the work, but please don't think that your work wasn't great. It is all so difficult each week to see which one wins. And we're really pleased to be able to bring this to you each week. So we've had such a fabulous hour. If you managed to get any of our solids, make sure that you keep checking our website out. Website's having a few issues today, so if you haven't been able to get it, give the call centre a ring. They're lovely, and they'd love to hear from you as well. Really nice people there. You may wait a minute or two to answer the phone. Everybody's doing what they can, and thank you so much for understanding. These gremlins come along when you least want them to, and we just wanted to make it a nice, easy experience for all of you. Lovely, lovely day today. We've got our early bird. How's the early bird going? To remind you of our early bird, we've got our 4 fat quarters here. How many? Okay. We have 5 left of these. So if you haven't seen our early bird yet, these are 4 fat quarters here available. They are £5, £5.49. There are only 5 left. I'm not even going to finish showing you because they're going to be gone by then. These have been selling really, really well today. I'm not surprised. Great quality. Make sure you check out our colour, different colour bundles and check that all out today. And then tomorrow, I think, is Vicky. Well, it's not me because I'm not here. I'm going on a week off. We've got a mega stash bundle tomorrow. Oh, no, that was today. Sorry. No, bear with, bear with. I tell you, these gremlins are out to get us today. Really, really great. But I'm so excited we managed to bring you all those colours today. 43 different solids. Lots have sold out already. Our mega bundle sold out within the first hour. Absolutely astonished by that. Really, really pleased. We are talking, and I am going to go straight up to Hayley after this to make sure we can try and get more in. So keep checking our website, because if something's sold out, if we get more product, we'll be able to bring that to you now. This is the problem with not being able to have more stock available with where we are now is we will keep going that as we go. Okay, so what is tomorrow? We got Vicky tomorrow. I'm really sorry, Vicky. I don't know what it is. It'll be a surprise for you all. Join us all tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. The fabulous Vicky will be here to come through and go that with you all. Make sure you stay in touch with our Sewing Street fans page and all that. And I'll see you then next Friday with Block 8. Really excited about that. Thank you all so much for your time today. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.